Hi everyone, my name's Don't Stop Pups. If you found the YouTube channel, you already know that. Welcome back if you're back from the previous tier list that we did back when 4.8 first dropped. I know you guys love these tier lists, and I've seen your messages about some of the fighters that were in the S tier of the previous video. I've started putting some ideas together about what I'm going to do for those S tier ships in the fighter tier list. Today, we're going to be doing a multi-crew tier list. Just like last time, I have chat here. Say hi to YouTube chat. I've got chat here. They will yap and carry on as we move through this multi-crew tier list. This list is not going to be necessarily as long as the last one. I know the last one was 3 hours. I saw some people saying split it up next time. I don't know. I'll see. I'm pretty chaotic, so we'll just see how we go. But for those of you who did come back, thank you. We've got so many more follows on the channel on Twitch, so many more follows on the channel on YouTube. So thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting my Twitch, and thank you for keeping it positive. Now, a lot of the comments down below in the fighter tier list were pretty positive. There are a couple of negative ones, but really overall, you guys kept it very based, kept it positive, and had really good conversations. So those conversations are important. Some of my opinions were changed. Hey, and I know a lot of other people's opinions were changed. It was a great place for discussion, and I know a lot of the CIG devs watched that video as well, because I've talked to a couple about them. So let's do it again and use this as an opportunity to discuss multi-crew, the situation that multi-crew is in, and what we think about these ships. Some rules that were put in place just like last time. We're going to be talking about these ships in a PU context. What do I mean by that? I mean that it's 4.8.2. We're playing in the PU because no one's in Arena Commander, because Arena Commander is just a ballistic nightmare fest. Right now, ballistics are absolutely scuffed. The shot speed adjustments have really killed the PvP community at the moment. It's become very hard to find fights anywhere. And we're in a really complicated position. So if things change with the shot speeds, if things change with ballistics, I'll actually go back and redo a couple of these tier lists sooner rather than later. But for now, with the state of the game, we're all playing in the PU looking for fights because Arena Commander is the same thing over and over and over again. So we're going to be talking about these multi-crew ships in the context of the PU. Why is that important? Well, because you're not taking these multi-crew ships into Arena Commander, because Arena Commander chads like me get upset if we're trying to duel in freaking arrows and you're showing up in a Tiburon. So PU context, we're also going to be talking about it from a combat/generalist conversation. Okay, so there's going to be a few ships in here that aren't in here because they are specifically designed and can only be used for one particular style of gameplay. There's going to be other ships that are in here that are more generalist. There's going to be ships in here that don't actually have their main role in the game yet. An example of this is I don't have the Terrapin in here. It's a 2-man ship, but right now the Terrapin doesn't do anything, so I haven't bothered to put it in the list, okay? Whereas something like an 890 Jump, which isn't necessarily a combat ship, is on this list because it can be used for combat. So let's just get those rules laid down straight away. There's going to be ships here that I'm going to be putting in D tier that you're going to love. It sucks, but in a combat, let's say you go into the Exec Hangars or Hathor, they're not really going to perform the way you want it to. Okay, so we're talking about a combat in the PU perspective. So, with that said, we're going to get straight into it. I've taken out pretty much all of the ships that I touched on in the fighter tier list. There's a couple you'll see that'll make a reappearance here just because I want to talk a little bit about engineering and stuff. But other than that, it should be pretty straightforward. Let's have some fun. Okay, so let's start. We've got the mighty C1. So the C1 is not really a combat ship, so straight off the bat. This ship is not designed for combat. Your co-pilot can control your chin gun. But this is really a cargo ship that gets around. I'm going to talk about this a little bit with a few of these ships, these bigger ships. Quite a lot of the issue with these bigger ships is going to be the coaxial view of their turrets. It's going to be their silhouette. And it's going to be the ability to connect on targets that are smaller than them. Okay? A lot of these ships are going to be able to hit bigger targets, but smaller targets, they're going to struggle. Now, is that a condition of the ship itself or a condition of the flight model? It's a condition of the flight model. Okay? Right now, the shot speeds on guns, the projectile speeds, how fast projectiles travel, is far too slow. So most of these ships are not going to be able to connect with any light fighters. Yes, you might kill some light fighter players. I understand, okay? But if you're against a very good pilot or even a reasonable pilot, you're not going to be able to kill them in pretty much any of these ships, right? Pretty much all of these ships, you're not going to be able to kill a good light fighter pilot, and that's a problem. And it's not a criticism of the ship, it's a criticism of A, the flight model, and B, the shot speeds. Turrets have shorter ranges and slower shot speeds than they ever have, which means they are unlikely to connect with a fighter, more unlikely to connect with a fighter than they have ever been. Multi-crew as a whole is pretty much dead. And it will remain that way until, of course, we get higher shot speeds on turrets so that we can actually reach out and damage fighters. For now, turret gunners on ships, for most of these ships, a million annoyance for a light fighter. If you watch my stream, you will see me solo any of these ships in a meteor without any effort at all. Because you can't get hit if you're outside of 700 meters, and most radars extend outside of 700 meters. So anyway, so with that being said, this ship does have a problem outside of shot speeds. It is a pancake. We talked about this before in the past. The C1 is the shape of this mandolin pick. It is a big, fat, hefty triangle. It's quite good when it's flat. And that's good because when it's running away, it's a little bit more difficult to connect. But if it turns to engage in combat at any point, it is actually quite hefty. Makes me a little bit sad. This ship looks like the Normandy. I would have liked for it to have been a bunch faster when they adjusted all of the speeds and have it be like this really quick, really highly maneuverable ship. It's just not. It's not really a combat ship. It's more cargo oriented. So for now, I'm going to put it in C tier for now. It might go up. It might go down. It's very early in the list. We'll see where it lands towards the end of this ship. Very cool ship. Very cool design language. If you're just getting around having some fun, you're going to have a blast. It's only really going to become complicated for you if you take it directly into combat. Because let's be honest, no one's taking a C1 into combat. But there is a version of the C1 Spirit that you would take into combat. It is called the A1. Now, the A1 is a combat-oriented ship. As far as PU play goes, people often say there's not a whole lot of opportunity to use bombs. But those people aren't playing competitively in PvP environments. And just by saying there's no reason to use bombs, they have revealed themselves to us that they don't really know much about combat. Bombs are more useful than they've ever been. Obviously, you know about locations like Hathor. You know about locations like Jumptown. But bombs can be used as explosives by infantry. To clear rooms, to clear areas. If you're at the exec hangars, you can take bombs off of ships, out of their racks, unlock them, take them out, fly in as infantry, throw them into the exec hangars, pull the trigger, and boom, the whole inside of the exec hangar gets cleared. All right. They are very, very, very handy. You can use them to take out capital ships. We've done that before. If you fly up next to a capital ship and you disconnect an A2 bomb and get it floating in space next to an Idris and you ping it, boom, you've shut down that ship. And they can be used to bomb capital ships that are in atmosphere. I'm sure if you're in an Idris ship, you've been hit by a size 5 bomb before and watched your Idris or your Polaris just shut down and begin to dive towards the ground. So, with all that being said, this is a bomber-oriented ship in the same way we had interdiction-oriented ships in the fighter tier list, and we had stealth and scouting-oriented ships. This is a bomber, and it's a very, very, very good bomber. It's fast, it has a lot of HP, it's hard to really kill before it hits its target. It does have the ability to cluster drop bombs, and it's quite good. I'm going to put it in B tier for now. Quite a lot of armor. I've fought other fighters with it before in the past and managed to come out on top. It shouldn't be winning against fighters, but if you know what you're doing, you can position yourself in a way that you can aggress onto mediums like Hornets and this sort of stuff. But really, you should be running once you're caught. Drop bombs and get on out of there. Really, 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 really fun. Is it the best bomber in the game? No. But it is one of the best bombers in the game. Very, 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 very good ship. So there it goes. It's a B for now. Very cool ship. I like the A1. I don't really have a problem with the A1. I think it's sort of in a good place. Out of quite a lot of these ships, I think this one's balanced almost correctly at the moment. It's very good. Okay. Let's look at the big brothers of the Spirit series. The C2, the mighty Hercules. Now, I've heard the Hercules talked about a lot by cargo runners and supply line gamers about how it can't defend itself. This is not true. The C2, obviously, it has 2 points of ingress, that being the tail entry and the nose entry, the main cargo entrance. Very, very easy to defend those points of ingress. It's a one-way in, one-way out style ship. So if you've got a crew on this ship, you're not really ever threatened about people jumping into your ship and trying to take control of it. The thing that threatens you is other larger ships. But even then, if you've got your turrets manned, you have a lot of firepower on those of this ship. If you've got your turrets manned, this has pretty good maneuverability. As long as you're not pancaking, you should be fine. And it has immense HP. I'm sure every single one of you has shot at a C2 before and spent a week trying to take the goddamn thing out. The issue with the C2 is it's a bit slow. And again, its silhouette is immense. Also, the turrets that are on it, which I think is just the tail turret on this one, and maybe one on the bottom. 1 or 2 on the bottom. I think it's 2 on the bottom. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It's got 2 on the bottom and one on the tail that looks backwards. Problem is that the axis of those turrets is quite limited. So you're really reliant on communication and making sure that the pilot is getting their nose on target. If the pilot's not getting their nose on target, or at least presenting targets for you, you're going to find that you're not actually able to connect in the way you want to. It can escape a dangerous situation, but it doesn't really want to stay in a fight. So, as a combat ship, being that it can deploy vehicles if it needs to, it can do cargo running, it can steal components after a fight. It's pretty good. I'm gonna put it in B. It might drop lower. We've got a big old list to get through here. I like the C2. I think it's very, very cool. But it's not necessarily designed for combat. You all know that. It's a C2, right? It's not made to be out there Herculesing its way into a fight. It's made to move cargo and get out of there as quick as it can. But there are combat variants of the mighty Hercules. And we're going to have a chat about them. We'll get to them in a second. I want to start with the MSR, though, because I just saw it there and I wanted to do this one earlier. MSR. The Mercury Starrunner. Probably one of the most beloved ships in all of Star Citizen. Chat, is there any ship you think that's loved more than the Mercury Starrunner? What do you reckon, chat? I think that there are more people that have an attachment to this ship than any other ship in the entire game. And it is a goddamn shame that we are, still waiting for it to get its main function, being smuggling and data running. So it still doesn't have its main function yet. It isn't as flat and beautiful as the original concepts. I know that doesn't necessarily matter a whole bunch, but to me, I wanted to see the squished, flat, beautiful Star Wars ship, but instead I got this big honky chunker. There's been some images going around of the side profile of the ship and how much the space in the ship just isn't really used. It was made early during CIG's development cycle. So the Mercury Starrunner is... it's a victim of the early development cycles of the game. I think if CIG went back and did the ship again, they'd get rid of all of that garbage underground stuff that doesn't need to be there. I think they'd get rid of it. I think they'd make it 2 stories if they're going to keep it as fat as it is, but they're more likely to squish it down a little bit more. It is only got the 1 point of ingress, being that reverse ramp, so it doesn't have an elevator to get in and out of it or anything like that, which makes it easy to defend, but I mean, I don't know, I don't know. It's not very fast when it should be fast. It doesn't have really good maneuverability. Super duper undergunned. It's got like, I think 6 size 3s in total. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure it's only 6 size 3s this ship has. So it's got no guns. It's slow. It's a big fat pancake. The interior isn't used very well. It looked like it's cool. It's very cool to walk around and see the chessboard and the side rooms and the data racks you can't use and the scanning or data running seat that's in it, but none of it does anything yet. And so I think to myself, like, is there any reason that I should take this ship out into the verse besides roleplay or to look cool? Because I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't look good. It looks amazing. But there's just no reason for the MSR to be taken out. And it looks like chat's kind of agreeing with me here as well. Yeah, and it can't be repaired as well. That's exactly right. With engineering, it can't be repaired. So, well, it can be repaired, but not to a full extent like quite a lot of other ships. So, I think it's just in a bad place. And I don't dislike the MSR. Okay? I like the MSR. I just think it needs some love. Give it some size 4s on the front to upgun it a little bit so it has at least as much firepower as a Hornet or something. Make it faster. It's supposed to be the fast smuggling ship. Use the space a little bit better in it. You could give it more cargo or something. I don't know. Just needs a bit of love. So for now, I love this ship. And this is going to really upset people right at the start of the list. But I'm putting it in E tier. There are a few ships that are worst to be used right now. And that sucks to say because, like I said, I love this ship from the bottom of my heart, guys. I love the MSR. But it just... You all know it. I know you're all sitting there going, oh, I hate that he's right. Because I am. It sucks. So, MSR, you go down at E. We love you. Hopefully CIG gives you some love soon. They did talk about, in the most recent Star Citizen Live, they did talk a little bit about how they are already rebalancing guns. It's fair. It does hit 1300 in flight mode. Yeah. It still, even people are using nav mode as an example of, like, sure, that might be good for cargo running, but like 1300 doesn't get you away from fighters in nav mode. So anyway, whatever. It'll hopefully get some love soon. Like I said, they've been talking about upping the guns. They've been talking about gun balancing specifically. Not balancing guns, gun balance on ships, as in ships getting more guns, which is really interesting. I'm really keen to see how that all shakes out. There you go. All right. Now let's get to the other two Hercules. We've got the A2 and we've got the M2. Let's have a chat about these. I think these are two of the most underrepresented ships in the game right now. What I mean by that is there's been a lot of flashy stuff coming out. You've had Asgards. You've had Ironclads. You've had Starlancers. You've had Idrises, Polarises, Tiburions. All of these ships. But these two have been in the game for years and years and years. They have been consistently performing in their role for years and years. They are very, very rarely complained about by the entire community for years and years. Everyone seems to be pretty satisfied. And it's because the design intention of these ships, the initial scope and design intention of these ships was very, very well thought out. It's very easy to just go take an idea that exists in real life, right? Like a Hercules in real life, and then take it and put it into a video game, right? And that's what these ships do. The M2 drops vehicles and is armed to the fucking teeth. It's coated in armor and HP. And the A2 has heaps of cargo space and drops bombs. Pretty simple ideas, right? Both of them gunned up, both of them armored up, both of them just phenomenal ships. I really, really struggle to, as a player, poke holes in these ships. There are a lot of ships here that I'm going to poke a lot of holes in. But these two ships are kind of pretty flawless. They've got issues that a lot of the other ships have. They're big pancakes. I'm going to be saying that a lot about these ships. But these are big pancakes. The turrets don't have the best lines of sight, but if you're a pilot and you know what you're doing, you can absolutely smash notes. The bombs that drop from the A2 are absolutely spectacular. So, here's what I'm going to do. To be clear, I don't really like Hercules. I don't really like C2, A2, M2. But to show you that I am trying to be as objective as I possibly can, and because I'm not going to argue with something that's pretty clear, I'm going to put the A2 in S tier. I'm going to put the A2 in S tier because it is the most effective bomber of its class. It can drop the biggest bombs in the game. You need a full formation to take it out before it lands its target. If it's flying in formation with other fighters, you can't take it out before it lands on its target. People are used to seeing the A2 cruise on in solo, friendly A2 coming to Jump Town, right? Friendly A2 at Hathor. But if an A2 is supported, if all the turrets on the A2 are manned, and it's got a couple of fighters with it, I want to see you try and stop it from landing its bomb on its target. Because you won't. And you'll be looking at all of your ships you have at Hathor, and everyone who's set up in the hole, and going, wait, why aren't we taking, no, as that bomb just slowly heads towards you. And if you've got a good A2 pilot who knows how to land their bombs, that bomb is going to come at you very, very, very quickly, and your little PDC truck is not going to shut it down. The A2 is phenomenal, guys. Maybe a little too strong, maybe a little too overtuned, to be completely honest. You need big ships to stop it before it hits targets if it's supported, and most of the big ships that can stop it, your fighters can engage and destroy, especially in this ballistic meta. So it's going into S tier. The M2 for now, I'm going to put it in low A. It's the first into A, but I'm going to put it in low A. There's going to be some stuff that's better than it, but again, heaps of armor, heaps of HP, heaps of turrets, can take control of a ground scenario very, 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 very quickly, can bring resources to any location, can extract resources from any location. Only real downside is it's a missile magnet or a torp magnet, but if you've got good turret gunners, you don't have to worry about that. I love the M2. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So, whatever. I think it's cool. A2 has enough chaff in a chase if it just wants to look at it. Yeah, exactly, Sophie. Yeah. The M2, both cargo and some merc jobs. Ground vehicles can be used, plus some ships fit with these. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The M2, you can... That's the other thing, too, I didn't even mention. You can take these ships out. Again, now people these days are talking about the Drake Ironclad, or they're talking about the Idris, or whatever. This is what I mean by overshadowed. You can still put a handful of fighters and snubs. These can fit fighters in them, some of these. Fighters and snubs into these C2s and deploy fighters on location. And then they can retreat and go inside. They can't repair like some of these new ships. I wouldn't be surprised if M2 gets repairs at some point. Maybe in the future. Maybe that's something they'll reassess. But either way, very, very good ship. So I've rambled about them enough. I'll move on. But just so you know, I don't really like the Hercules. It's grown on me over time. I'm sort of middling with it. Visually, I think the Hercules is like a high C. But I've seen them prove themselves for years. And every time I bring it up, I hear cargo runners go, oh, my baby. And then every time I bring up the A2, I hear combat pilots go, oh, that ship's so fun. Sign of good intention, design intention, and they're effective in game. So there you go. That's Crusader. I'm not going to touch on any of the other Crusader ships because they're not really multi-crew. But this is sort of how I put the Crusader ships at the moment. Very, very, very sweet. Let's move on to Origin. Now, guys, I have a plan at the moment to invade CIG and take out John Crew and replace him. I don't think anyone will notice if I replace John Crew. I just have to work on my English accent a little bit and I'll be fine. All right, I'm going to get in there, take him out, and replace him. The first thing I will be doing is removing the next brand from existence. We're going to have a little bit of a look at Origin. We're going to start with the best and we're going to work down. The 400i. Talk about 400i. Let's talk about some positives. What's some positives of the 400i? Visually, one of the few Origin ships that looks really quite nice. Right? I think most of us can agree the 400i looks really, really, really pretty. It's got a sweet motorbike elevator. And who doesn't like motorbikes when they add them to the game eventually? The internals are kind of nice, like most Origin ships, but really, they've buffed it recently, and it still just doesn't do anything. There's no exploration gameplay in the game. I'm not criticizing CIG, I know it comes eventually, but as it stands, there's no exploration in the gameplay. It's got these guns on the rear to try and defend itself, but again, because of the super slow shot speeds that we have at the moment, the turrets can't connect on anything. It can't really get its nose on anything. So it's kind of just redundant. I don't know. Like, I can't find a use case besides amazing roleplay. I used to own this ship, and I had the sweet Meridian skin, the one that makes it look like a Naboo ship. And sure, I used to like go land at ground locations and pretend I'm in Star Wars, land on Daymar in the desert and watch the sun bounce off it because it looks super, super cool. But I don't know. Turrets are undergunned. Nose is undergunned. It's pretty fast, but it doesn't do anything. So I'm going to plop it down here. Sorry, guys. It's kind of just redundant. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's a shame that it has to go there because it is a very cool ship. But it's an E tier ship, and I think you'd struggle to find anyone who disagrees with me there on that, unfortunately. Okay. The 890 jump. Now this ship was clearly an experiment, right? The thing about the 890 jump is it was one of the first times that they really started to flesh out the idea of a capital. They'd done the Reclaimer, I think, before they hit the 890 jump. It's basically a missile boat. It's hard to replace the cannons and stuff and like realistically be happy with the fact that you're modifying an 890 jump. I don't think there are many 890 jump pilots at all that customize their 890 jump with unique guns. If you're one of them, tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think is an awesome 890 jump loadout. I would really like to hear that. That would be really interesting for me. But as far as I've seen so far, the time it takes to deploy a fighter from it is a little long. It does have the ability to repair nowadays, which is kind of cool. It sort of doesn't have enough cargo to make the repairs in the way that I would want it to. Because you want to consistently repair. The internals are a maze for like no reason. I get it, it's a luxury ship, but like when I need to get to a turret and end up in a spa, or I'm trying to get to the medbay to heal and I end up in a fucking kitchen somewhere, or I'm trying to find my way to, I don't know, my spaceship and I end up in some secret hidden backroom captain's quarters with a 50-inch television screen that I can't even use. Like, it's redundant. The internals do nothing. It's so annoying, man. It's just like this maze of fucking stupid rooms you can't do anything in. Maybe they come in the future, but for now, it's just a big maze. And I need to get to the turrets. So, I don't know. It shoots some missiles. It has less HP, at least last time I checked. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me in YouTube as well. But last time I checked, this thing had about the same HP as a Constellation. It just has those massive shields. It has really, 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 really big shields. But if you come at an 890 jump with ballistics, it falls apart. Like really quickly, it falls apart. Because it doesn't have much HP at all. It relies entirely on its shields to keep itself alive. Now, I would probably put this ship into E tier. But it can now repair. And it has one of the fastest jump drives in the game. So if you need to get something out as fast as you can, if you need to get a ship into it, or you need to get components into it, and you need to go, and you need to outrun, I think the only thing that outpaces this, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only thing that outpaces this ship is an Idris. I'm pretty sure. So it's fast, man. It's really, 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 really fast. It's good to go touring on. It's good for roleplay. We've played Among Us on it for a little bit of fun. But really, not great for combat. It has less HP than the Andromeda. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's got less HP than a Constellation Andromeda, but it's got more shields. Seems like the issue not being able to navigate. Seems like a skill issue not being able to navigate the 890. Okay, Ray, fair enough. 890 is all looks, flex in the mobile mini mansion with cargo. Yeah, exactly. It's not made to be a combat ship. But because it's fast and it can repair ships, D. Let's go. D. I think it can repair ships. D. Okay. Armor, yeah, it does have huge armor, but here's the thing, Echo. Armor doesn't matter if I can put a size 3 deadbolt on any ship and bust through all armor. What's the point? Yeah. Armor means nothing, and very soon they've already said those armor gates will change with Maelstrom, so right now it's that's sort of like a redundant point to argue on. But I do acknowledge your point. Okay! The 600i is the ugliest, most fucking useless, waste of space, garbage turd ship in the entire game. Its firepower means nothing because it can't get its nose on anything. It can missile spam, but you can lose missiles with the press of a button. It's got turrets that have the worst vision in the entire game. It's got a hangar that's absolutely garbage. It's fat. It's stupid looking. And I hate it. Fucking straight down into Y tier. Why is it even in the game? They told us they were going to do some rework to it, and that never came. Because I think that the people at CIG went, look at this stupid fucking ship. What, you're wasting time fixing it? No, let it burn. No one wants that ship anyway. So, into the trash goes. You want my honest opinion, it's like high DC, alright? It's got a lot of firepower for PvE. It's got some missiles. It's fine. I just hate the ship, alright? Into the fucking Y tier, alright? Done. We're done with Origin. Origin has some issues. A lot of the Origin ships were made before the game state that we had. A lot of them are just out of date. Conceptually, contextually, they're just out of date. The Origin ships are out of date. Love or hate Origin, they're just not... They need time. They need time to work on them. They'll come back around to them. They'll all get their gold pass. The 890 jump will get its gold pass. The 400i will get a gold pass at some point. The 600i will get a gold pass. But for now, they just sort of are a waste of time. So, I mean, they just did the M80, which might be them building out their new design language. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, for now, there it goes into Y tier. Okay. Let's get the Vanguards up here. I want to have a chat about the Vanguards. The reason I want to have a chat about the Vanguards is because I know I put these into the fighter tier list, okay? But I wanted to come back around to the Aegis Vanguard. The reason I wanted to come back around to the Aegis Vanguard is because this is one of the true multi-crew ships in the game right now. And I know what you're thinking. Buffs, the ship sucks. What are you talking about? Fucking blah, 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 blah. Listen for a second. It's got a turret, which is enough to sort of shake fighters. We've taken this out a bunch and beaten fighters with it. It's got a pretty decent amount of firepower. Honestly, I think the nose guns could be upped to size 3s, and it wouldn't matter. The speed's pretty good on some Vanguards. The armor's really good on some Vanguards, right? Yeah, double sawbucks on top are actually really, really annoying for fighters to engage. Echo. That's exactly what you do with it. So it's pretty fast. It's got good armor. It moves very, very well for its size. And it's more than anything, has just enough room for a third person running around the inside of it as an engineer. An engineer can sustain this ship. My go-to engineer is Gendut 1 and Gendut 2. Gendut 1 and Gendut 2, Ray and Sandoi, have again and again and again proven that this ship can hold its own with an engineer on board. It takes 3 people to make it super, super effective. And yes, you could just have 3 arrows, right? Yes, you could just have 3 gladiuses. We could say that about every single ship in this game. I'm not going to acknowledge that. You all know it, right? In every instance here, it would just be better to have this same a number of people in this ship in fighters, because multi-crew sucks because of that shot speed of the projectiles, okay? I really hope they change that shot speed to make some of these ships actually relevant. This one, though, because it can move quick, because it can get on target, because it's got that flat silhouette, it can be relevant, unlike a lot of the other multi-crew ships here. So 3 people on it, and it's a bunch of fun. 2 people, it's fine. 1 person, it's a joke. So I wanted to grab it. I'm going to leave it in B tier. I think it's going to be more effective than both of these 2 ships. I might even knock it up to A, but it's definitely killing all of this with ease and even some fighters. I might even put it in low A for now as well. It's really quite good if you know what you're doing. I know it's sort of more of a heavy fighter, but with no other heavy fighters run a 3-man squad. That's why I wanted to put it in here. I know I said I wouldn't touch some of the ships from the other tier list, but it needs a mention, so I'm putting it in here. Go grab an engineer. S tier this thing out. It's got huge shields, heaps of power, big firepower as well, moves well. Go grab 3 people and jump into this and have a blast. We also use the dropship version from time to time because it's heaps of fun. Cool ship. Sentinel is fun. Sentinel has issues at the moment. Maybe don't go out in the Sentinel. I know it can EMP, but you need so much energy to strip shields that EMPs are pretty rough at the moment. So I wouldn't get in the Sentinel, but yeah. Sure you could, but you can't kiss your homies when they're in a different ship. Exactly, Yash Chomp. Used to run strife cannons on the turret so we could snipe enemy fighters from like 5Ks. Yeah, exactly, Sophie. Stuff like that. You can do all sorts of cheeky stuff with it. Although you can't really reach out with strife cannons in the same way these days because of the radar changes. Another Stupid change. Okay. Vanguard done. Retaliator. The Aegis Retaliator. Tally. What can we say about the tally? Well, I feel like the tally is the same as the... If you watch my previous video, you would have seen me have a bit of a yap about the Eclipse. The tally is in a similar position to the Eclipse. Now, it recently got the ability to bomb, which is kind of funny. But it's sort of a waste of money because if you fill up all of those bomb racks, you can't carpet bomb with it, right? I think you can put like 150 bombs in it now, but you can't drop 150 bombs. You can still only drop a couple at a time. So it's kind of just a big ship that explodes and now you have to pay for all the bombs again. Torps just don't work. They haven't worked for a while. They tried to change PDCs, but it doesn't matter. Anyone can just turn and kill a Torp before it really connects. So Tally's kind of in an odd place. It also has a bug. I'm going to point out bugs. It has a bug where all of the turrets on it share the same pool of ammunition if it's energy. Ballistic, this is not the case. Energy, it is. They all share the same pool. Which means if you leave one seat empty, it constantly regenerates infinite ammunition. We're not in an energy meta though anymore. And there are just other ships that I would rather put the same amount of people that I would put into the tally. So, is it any good? Well, if the people you're fighting against are brain dead, you can't get those torps against them and they won't know. You can fire out torps at like ground targets and stuff and sort of harass them. It's pretty quick. It can defend itself. It's thick. It's kind of just in fine tier. It's old and it needs some attention. I know they just modulated it, but it still needs some attention, CIG. You know, CIG, that it still needs some attention. It's still going to beat this. And all of these. It probably beats a... it's probably not as generalist and usable in the PU. But it is the only torpedo ship besides the Polaris. I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to bump it up today. I'm going to bump it up a day. Yeah, I'm going to bump it a day. Look, it's... into B, sorry. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It just needs some attention. Maybe needs the turrets sized up. I would even be fine if it got less turrets, but bigger turrets, basically. When they... Again, this one is part of the fact that it was designed really, really early in the development of this game. So it has like early ship issues. It's still cool, still fun. Just... there are better options, so we'll just leave it in B. Maybe we knock it down later. I might even, at this point, knock the old C2 into top of C. It is the C2. It's the right in the middle, so we'll put it there. Okay. Oh. Okay. We've got our first S tier. We have our first S tier ship. That is full S tier. This is an S tier because it fits within its role the best, right? It is the best bomber. For now, we'll see as the list evolves. But I'm about to put a ship in that is just all round fucking sensational, mate. Whether you love the look of it or not, I'm talking to you, Paul. You cannot deny, if you have been in this ship, how excellent it is right now. We're talking about the Aegis Redeemer. It has been redeemed. Once upon a time, we all loved this ship because it had 2 size 5s on top and 2 size 5s on the bottom. It was a big, hefty nugget, and you try and get the guns on, and the size 5s on top would blat, dop, 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 and your whole screen would shake if you were trying to pilot it, while you were trying to get your size 4s on target. Dop, 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 just shaking about, while the 2 size 5s, they lowered them. So now it's got size 4s on top, size 4s on bottom, size 4s that are pilot controlled, a tail turret, and a chin turret. Let's talk about the bug right off the bat. If someone gets into your chin turret, it causes complications for everyone's aiming. CIG, if you didn't know about that, you know about it now. There's a bug where if you get into those side turrets, it fucks with the UI. There's a few UI things that I'll bring up throughout this list. But this is a sensational ship. Tail turret allows it to defend itself from missiles and light fighters if they get into a offensive position on its rear. 6 size 4s is a terrifying amount of firepower. And then it's got two size 3s that can be pilot controlled to boot, right? You need 3 people to man it effectively, 4 to have an engineer, and it's got drop seats. It's a fucking drop ship as well. It comes with free food and water, so that when that one guy in your squad eventually goes, oh, I forgot my green sippy cruise juice, you can go, don't worry, brother. Check the fridge downstairs. All right? It's got beds. It's got storage. It's got a pooper. It's got everything you need to run a small squad. It moves better than an F8. Go check the F8 stats against the Redeemer. The F8 has 1 more in pitch. Its nose moves like an F8. It's fast. It's fucking... Nose moves perfectly. It's got a beautiful roll. It's just all round the best... One of the best multi-crew ships the game has ever seen. It might be the only multi-crew ship that's worth taking into PvP right now. In TSGs, it's got big power plants, so it doesn't get wrecked by the radiation. You can take this into the hole in TSGs, fly through shooting those big balls, and then smash the center and fly out, and then go fight the Perseuses and the Hammerheads that are outside, and the Vandal ship at the end. It's just all round a spectacular ship. It's exactly how gunship should handle. It's an example of multi-crew done right, and I'm so happy that the Redeemer is back in the meta. If you haven't flown it recently, go get your hands on it. It's so fun, and it's nice that there is a multi-crew ship that is viable at the moment. Go fly it. I promise you, you'll have a good time. Bops, seal of approval, S tier, this ship rules. Okay. I mean, what else is there to say? So good, man. So good. And it was designed by a member of the community. Fan design ship. So cool. It's got hair straighteners. Oh, yeah, the sound design rocks too. Sounds like an electric whip. So cool. Yeah, very cool ship. Yeah. Okay. The Aegis Tiburon. Might I use this as a moment to say to everyone who watches this on YouTube, Bubsy is currently giving away a Tiburon with lifetime insurance and a game package. Part of that was paid for by CIG, thank you. They gave me an M80, but I turned it into a Tiburon. If you'd like to get involved with the Tiburon giveaway, come on over to Twitch, hit the follow button, watch for a little bit, you'll generate some tickets. You've got to be a follower, so make sure you hit the follow button. This video has gone out in the month of June. The giveaway will be running all the way to the end of June, so you still got 2 weeks. So get involved. Come on, hang out in the stream, have some fun. You might win yourself a Tiburon along the way. So very cool shit. Thank you, CIG, for helping me out with that one. I'm also going to be giving away a Gaddock as well. So come on over and we'll be giving that one away soon as well. All right. What is there to say about the Tiburon? Well, that laser certainly is pretty sweet. And those big size 7 guns are pretty sweet. And unlike the Perseus, its guns can coaxially aim at different targets. With the Perseus, you can only hit with your main guns maximum of 2 targets at once. With the Tiburon, you can hit 5 targets at once. 5. 5 targets is a lot more than 2. Okay? It is an incredible amount more than 2. Those size 7 cannons, they hit anything that isn't a big ship. They're doing like 5,000 damage, I think. 5,000 damage per hit, somewhere around there. That hits a fighter. It's in a lot of trouble. Hits a fighter twice and it's gone. You don't need all of those guns firing at one fighter. You need one skilled gunner take an aim at a fighter if it can hit it. Again, we know about the shot speeds. We won't bring it up again. You can have 3 of your guns focus one target while a 4th gets onto something else. You've got the laser that the pilot's using to absolutely annihilate things in seconds. The audio sonic experience of flying the ship is insane. The awareness that the pilot has sitting in the underslung cockpit with those two co-pilot turrets right there is unreal. Engineering is a dash across a hallway. So the engineering's quite good in it. I don't know. I spent a bunch of time in this Tiburon, guys. It's the one that I'm giving away. I've spent a bunch of time in it. I like it more than the Perseus. And that's going to really upset people. Do I think it's better than the Perseus? We'll see when I get to the Perseus. We'll have about that discussion when we get to the Perseus. But I like this more than the Perseus. It annihilates bigger targets very, very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. We're talking Polarises. It kills Polarises in like under 10 seconds. Idris's, it shonks in seconds. The only negative I have to say about this ship is that it's a bit anemic. It doesn't have a whole lot of HP. Yeah? But that's not a problem if it's flying with a crew. If you've got fighters, fighter support, as you should with your gunships, it can outmaneuver an Idris, it can outmaneuver a Polaris, it can outmaneuver most ships, and fighters will keep it safe from anything that really threatens it. It's very, 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 very good. And I heard a whole bunch of hate about this ship when it came out, and I don't understand the hate. If you think this ship is a bad ship, you just don't understand collective combat. You don't understand how to create a formation of effective ships and then put it to work. We've used this ship again and again and again, and it absolutely shreds. And if it's supported, it shreds even more. I've killed Perseuses with it. It's great. So it's sitting in S tier for me. Again, it's one of the only ships that can currently be used for any kind of multi-crew effectively in combat. It could have more cargo, but it still has plenty of cargo. It could have faster ways on and off the ship. Obviously, it's lost the hammerhead open and close at the front. But this is a monster of a ship. I don't think it's overpowered or anything. I just think it's really, really, really good. You just have to understand formation flying and how you need to apply the damage, apply this ship to make it effective, the area denial that it brings, and the threat and imposition it has on ships that are larger than it, right? If you're at an Idris and you see a Tiburon show up, you panic. If you see an Idris and you see a Perseus show up, do you panic quite so much? I don't know. We'll talk more about that when I get to the Perseus. The Perseus is a little bit further down the list. We'll come back around to it. But for now, that's going into S tier. The Tiburon is spectacular. Not just visually, not just the audio, not just the its effectiveness in combat, just the whole package of this thing comes together. And its ability to target multiple targets, unlike the Perseus, really, 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 really cool. Really cool ship. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But now we have to get sad. The Hammerhead. This ship fucking sucks. And that makes me so sad to say. It is the coolest looking ship in the game. The big flat T on the front of it. The little pointed butt, those cool 4 engines. Doused in turrets. Why would I ever get into this instead of a bunch of fighters? The Tiburon, I get a big laser for smashing big ships. The the Redeemer, I get a bunch of fucking sweet guns that are pilot controlled, and it moves like an F8. The A2 brings a giant bomb. What does the Hammerhead actually bring? It can't area deny because it's too slow. It can't dodge shit because it's too big.
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
Its guns, as we've said, the shot speed of guns, CIG, is too slow. So it can't hit fighters unless you slow them down. And if you do that, you're already killing the PvP community. You need to bring shot speeds back up and make fights fun again. I don't care if Chris thinks it's cinematic. He's fucking wrong. Speed up the shot speeds again. Until shot speeds increase, this Hammerhead is completely useless. And that makes me so sad because it's the coolest fucking... Like, I want to say, guys, there's a massive fighter fight. Let's take an anti-fighter ship out and have a bunch of fun. When we get into fights against other players, if they bring a Hammerhead, we ignore it. Because it's not a threat. What happens is you start to get a bit pecked by it. Tick, 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 tick. And you go, oh, is that the Hammerhead? Oh, hang on, I just got a distance for a second. And then because shields have 60% faster regen at the moment, you go, pick, pick. You leave and then you back up the full shields. And if they're using ballistics, they can't hit you. What's it for? It's like it's just not a threat. NPC Hammerhead is deadly. I disagree entirely, Spike. We kill the, I solo the NPC Hammerhead in any ship in the game. As long as I can break its armor, I can solo it in literally any ship in the game. And regularly do on my stream. It's useless. It makes me sad to say that, but there is no reason for me to ever get in this when I could take the same number of pilots. Because let's think about this. You need a pilot. 1. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gunners. 7 players. You need an engineer. 8. At least 1 engineer. 8. You need 8 people to effectively man this ship. Think about the impact that 8 Hornets or 8 Arrows have. And again, it doesn't bring anything. It's not quick like a Vanguard. It can't carry a vehicle like a M2. It can't drop bombs like an A2. It doesn't have a big laser like a Tiburon. It can't move like a Redeemer and it is a dropship. It doesn't have bombs like an A1. It doesn't have torpedoes like a Retaliator. It doesn't have massive cargo space like a C2. It's like fucking D tier, guys. Just nothing. It's just an annoying ship that floats around and does nothing. I don't know. I still take it over a 890. Makes me sad. It sucks because it's so cool. And I know the people who made this ship originally, the team that worked on it, are so proud of their baby. Just a shame that the ship team has decided they don't want it to ever be relevant or used. They've just decided that they don't want people to buy it, which is a shame because it costs $700. Imagine if it was good and people spent $700 on it constantly, CIG. I'm sure that money would be really sweet. Why don't you do something about shot speeds and make it relevant? Oh! And what do we have here? The mightiest of all the battleships. Powerful. Chunky. Hefty butts. Everywhere. Guys, it's the Reclaimer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This ship is my favorite ship. It's the only large ship that I own. I like it more than my Saber Raven. I like it more than my Buccaneer. I like it more than my Mark 1. I like it more than everything. It's the only big ship I can't melt. I love it. But I never have crew to get in it with me. I love it so much. But it's so useless. Okay. As a salvager, it's the best salvager in the game. Alright? Let's just get that out of the way. Best salvager in the game. It has UI problems. The turrets don't get a UI. CIG fix the fucking UI. The turrets don't get a UI. The pilot doesn't get a UI. When it comes to combat. So, fix the fucking UI. It obviously needs a gold pass. The back end needs a bunch of sweeps and changes. The internals don't really make any sense. It's got rooms in it that don't really make any sense. Here's what I think CIG are going to do. And if they don't, CIG, if you watch this video, because again, I know you watched my last one, take this ship and make a Grey's Market capital ship out of it and use it as an opportunity to redo the internals. You can work on a new Grey's Market ship that you can sell for $600 or whatever. People will buy it. It'll be fucking sweet. And then while you're making the Grey's version of this ship, you can sweep the inside of this ship and you can gold pass it. Right? It's like the perfect opportunity for you to make this ship look good again, make it relevant, redo the interiors, reconcept the interiors, while also making a cool new Grey's Market ship. It's a really, really great opportunity that would align very, very well with what your ship teams do, while at the same time setting expectations for the community in relation to gold passes of ships, and also allowing you to resource people to rework this ship with financial implications later, being the selling of the Grey's Market ship, and likely the selling of a whole bunch of Reclaimers because you fixed the ship. Okay? It's just common sense. it'd be, it's what I work in corporate. I work with money. That's what I do. It is a very quick win.
Life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Grassy Bean just subscribed with Prime.
Thank you for the Prime, Grassy Beam. I appreciate you. You only get one of those, and I appreciate that you chose to spend it here. Amazon love it when you Prime sub me. It lets them know I'm doing a good job. So thank you. Appreciate you. And someone followed before too. Dragonor, welcome to the Cutie Club Planet Kitties here. You're not one of them. Anya Ellen, welcome to the Cutie Club Planet Kitties here. You're not one of them. Guys, make sure you enter the giveaway. We're doing the giveaway for that Tiburon. If you've hit the follow button, you've done the hard part. Make sure you write in the chat, ! Enter giveaway. So, with all that said, CIG, I hope you listen to me. And hey, if you're in my chat, guys, go spread the good news of Bops. Say, oh, Bops was saying they could use it as an opportunity to make a Grace Market ship and at the same time, blah, 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 blah. Spread that good word that Bops said, because I think if CIG hear that argument that I just made, there's no way that they don't see it as an opportunity. I don't know why they wouldn't. Anyway. So, we're not here to talk about that, though. We're here to talk about its role. Its role as a salvager, it's the best salvager. It's got big guns, but they currently don't work because you can't actually get the guns on target. However, you're not talking to the average player. You're talking to non-stop Bops. This ship is S tier for combat. Why, Bops? Why is it S tier for combat? There's no way that you're so stupid that you're going to put the Reclaimer in S tier. It has to be subjective bullshit. It has to be subjective bullshit. Guys, 2 reasons. 1, this thing has a butthole that could spit out pit bulls. And you could spit out a lot of pit bulls. A lot of pit bulls. You could fill the whole fucking hangar with them. And out they come. You probably put fucking 20 in there. But even if you take that ridiculousness away, right now, the claw. Right now, the claw works through shields. Right, tell what that means, Pops. That means if you get close to a Perseus, it just pops. You need a co-pilot on the claw. But if you get close enough, very easy to do, you can just insta-kill a Perseus. You can insta-kill a Polaris. You can insta-kill literally any ship in the game. Even if it's vaguely pointed in the direction of fighters. Fighters will pass through it and just fall apart in the front of the claw. It is the best bug that's ever been in the game. And I've been keeping it secret because I've been having a bunch of fun with it. But it's about time CIG know about it. Okay? This ship currently kills capital ships faster than any ship in the entire game. It is the fastest, easiest way to destroy anything because shields don't work against it. It is, therefore, the best ship in the game. It's got cargo. It can salvage after you take your targets out. It can fracture big ships into pieces in absolute seconds. The turrets don't work, but who gives a damn? You need to bring it out with support to keep it safe so that it doesn't have light fighters just harrying it and killing it. But if you push this nerd in close and you get that, it doesn't take long at all. You just got to merge onto someone, hold the merge, and pop. Go have some fun. Tell them Bops sent you. By the time you watch this, that's probably been fixed. CIG will probably now know. They're probably watching the stream live right now. But now you know. Okay. It's going to knock this one down for now. I'll come back to the shark soon. Because either the shark or the Perseus is going in. For now, we'll leave it here, and we'll talk about which one goes in soon. This is, in case you can't see the picture, this is the Idris. We're not talking about the Idris P, the Idris poor. We're not talking about the Idris T, the Idris too poor to afford the real Idris. We're not talking about the Idris K, Idris couldn't afford the real Idris. We're talking about the Idris M. Idris masculine, money, mean, freaking, mean Idris. Okay? Now, I know it's a heavy fighter. I know it's a solo man heavy fighter. Yeah, chat's already crashing out because they know it's the best heavy fighter in the game. But if we're going to be realistic, Put the memes aside. Put all the hate aside that we all have for this fucking ship. It can repair ships. It can store 3 fighters on it. It's doused in turrets. It's got a big railgun. It has 15 million HP, 26 GM quantum fuel, fastest quantum drive in the game. One of the few ships in the game that you waste the people to crew. You don't need to. You can put one person in it and have them just fly around with a railgun and be a pest. PDCs, huge turrets, missiles on top. That's why the Idris M, not the other garbage Idrises. Idris M, because it's got the big missile rack on top. A big railgun on the bottom. I know they nerfed the railgun, but it doesn't matter. It still absolutely canes things. Hangars inside with repair bays, good cargo storage space. You can put an MPVU in the bottom to bring cargo up and down away from it. I mean, it rocks. I don't know. It's just kind of rocks. It's very, very good. I'm very upset that I don't own an Idris M. I would like an Idris M. I wouldn't ever use it though, so I haven't gone out of my way to get my hands on one because I know there are ways to get my hands on an Idris M. But it's awesome. As much as I want to shit on it because I'm sick of seeing them just parked upside down or whatever, and I know they're the whale ship or whatever, and I know that they get fixed instantly every time there's a problem with them, while the rest of my ships, like the Reclaimer, have UI issues that have lasted 10 years. There's a lot about this ship that I hate, but I can't refute its place on this tier list. So there you go. S tier. We've said enough about the Idris over the last 5 years. Let's stop talking. Not 5 years. However many years. A year and a bit, 2 years. I'm sick of talking about the Idris, so I'm just going to move on. If you can afford an Idris M, get one. It's the best heavy fighter in the game. Best solo manned heavy fighter in the game. Again, I just want to point out that Algorud from Info Runners is the absolute king, because I didn't say this last time. I'm going to say it now on stream. Algorud, if you watch this, hi, appreciate you. Follow Info Runners on YouTube, guys. Quickly, if you're watching this on YouTube, quickly look up Info Runners. Go give him a follow and then come back. Algorud, when he takes his Idris out, if he's not taking it out to combat, he takes the cannon off of it. His Idris M. He's got like 4 Idris M's. He will take the railgun off of it because he doesn't think that the pilot should have control of that railgun. That's Algorud. He's the guy who owns fucking Endeavors and it spent like more than you could imagine on this game. So Algorud, the Chad from Info Runners, be like him. If you're taking it out solo, take the railgun off of it. But crude, awesome. Moving on. Love you, Algorud. Okay. He has an Odin and 2 javelins? Yeah, there you go, Dom. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get into some real interesting stuff here at this point. I got a lot of the stuff that was going to be hard to talk about out of the way. From here, it's a pretty cruisy run. This was a lot of the complicated stuff. The last complicated thing we'll get to is the Perseus, but we're going to be able to move a little bit faster from here. Things like this, I had to have a bit of a description about. This because of the turrets, this because of the UI and the claw, this because of the edge. Like, there's a bit here that we had to sort of yap about. Some of these other ships we're going to move pretty quickly through. But I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you're having fun. And if you're on YouTube, appreciate you. If you're on Twitch and you're hanging out right now, appreciate you. You guys rock. All right, cuties, let's keep going. What's this? We've hit Anvil. The Anvil Asgard. This thing has a lot of cargo, guys. It's got a big cargo bay. Would be cool to see it maybe get a little bit of like repair functionality or something. It is after all like a vehicle ship. I don't know. I really thought that when they added in like all of the like mothership stuff, this would get the ability to like repair tanks and stuff, because it is no one uses it as a vehicle ship. Let's be clear. I've never ever seen one with a land vehicle in it. Oh, that's a lie. I've seen Alex put the Centurion in it once, but that's it. I've never seen it used as a land vehicle. Got a bunch of size 3 torpedoes. Really fun with that big the big chin gun, the 2 size 4s chin. It's got 6 size 3s, I think, up on top. A lot of firepower, pretty thick, moves pretty well. Doesn't have this shape, but it is still a bit pancakey. It's sort of more of like a block. Moves quick, it's hard to kill, massive capacity. You can put snub fighters in it. You feel like Furies, you can fit a shitload in. I haven't tried how we've had 3 pit bulls in it, but I'm sure you could put more pit bulls in it. I'm certain of it. Most we've had is 3. We use these heaps around the hangars, the exec hangars, because it's really good to just zip in. It's fast. That's the other thing. It's very fast, guys. Don't underestimate how quick this ship works. It's real how quick this ship is. For the exec hangars, we can have someone just sitting out of range, and then once the exec hangar opens, once we've got the cards in, jumps in, flies around to the back of the exec hangars. We throw all of the all of our drinks on the floor. Damn it. Son of a bitch. We throw all of the all of the components into it, and then it just disappears. It's A tier, guys. Yeah, it's A tier. Low A. It's A tier ship. Not S tier. Yeah, there are other ships that I would take into combat, but we're not talking about combat. We're talking about general use in the PU. Huge cargo space, lots of firepower, bunch of fun. Probably still loses to a M2. Definitely loses to a Tiburon. Loses to a Vanguard, but brings all the cargo and hate that you need to have a heap of fun. Really, really cool ship. Very expensive ship, but definitely a ship that's worth having. I love the Asgard. I love it. Everyone's saying S tier. What does it do that's S tier that's better than anything else? It's just got a lot of cargo. I don't know. It's a big hefty nugget. In fact, it's the same shape as the Valkyrie. It's a good daily driver. Yeah. It's definitely a good daily driver. Yeah. But this is a multi-crew combat tier list, right? It's a multi-crew combat tier list. So it's using it in combat scenarios. There are just ships that outperform it in combat scenarios. That's all. As a daily driver, it's amazing, guys. Yeah. I love the Asgard. I owned one for ages. Although I did get rid of it at some point. Okay. The Valk. Guys, buy Valk stonks. Valkyrie is scary ship. Ooh, it's such a scary ship. Go buy Valkyrie. They're amazing. You can do really goofy shit if you have an engineer on board because of the way that the repair systems work with engineers at the moment. I didn't believe in this ship until someone from my stream, he goes by the name of Daft Zippo. Hi, Zippo. Said to me, no, Bops. You've got to take it out and have some fun. And I went, there's no way. And then someone else from my stream, Sophie, hi Sophie, went, Bops, you've got to give it a go. And I went, really? Really? And then they said yes. And so I went and got into it and soloed a red in it. Easier than I've ever soloed a red in my entire life. I soloed a red contract. And then we went and took it out to the exec hangars. This is before the ballistics patch. But we did take it out to the exec hangars last patch when ballistics was still good, and it fucking monstered. We killed 2 fighters with it, and I think like a cargo ship. I think we arrived and there were 2 fighters guarding something. I can't remember what they were guarding. Maybe they're Perseus or whatever. It moves excellently. It fucking has shitloads of firepower. It's lots and lots of armor, lots and lots of HP. Unlike the Asgard, which is a bit more anemic. It's awesome. The Valkyrie is super, 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 super cool. I don't know when the last time you flew it was. Go through a bunch of ballistics on it. Go have a bunch of fun. You're going to have a good time. And it's a dropship as well. So if you need it for ground targets, you absolutely can. Plus, there's a really cool version of it called the Liberator, which is the only rare ship I'm yet to fucking get my hands on. I have to spend $1,000 to get it, but I will be buying it at some point. It needs a gold pass. Yeah, you're right, Lord Killjack. It definitely needs a gold pass. It's about time. They've done slight stuff to it, but it needs a little bit more of a gold pass. But overall, big turret on bottom, big turret on top so it can defend itself from fighters, unlike the Asgard. The Asgard can't defend itself from fighters. The chin gun only can really see where the pilot is shooting and a little bit behind. So you have to rely on your pilot getting nosed. The chin gun's designed for ground combat, not ship-to-ship combat. The Valkyrie, turret on top, turret on bottom, nose moves quick for the pilot. A lot of damage, a lot of power, a lot of guns. It rocks. I don't know when the last time you flew a Valkyrie was, but go get one. Go have some fun. Really cool ship. Done. Do the wing-going shoot with the pilot? They do, Demi. Yeah. Yep. That's a change they made pretty recently. Yeah, big size falls now. That's the pilot. Okay. Controversial ship. Oh, we got 2 controversial ships in a row. Shit. The Paladin. The Paladin. I have a lot of issues with the Paladin. None of them with the visuals of it. It's so pretty. It looks great. The internals are perfect. They couldn't have got it more right internally. The sweet, like, mech warrior visors that come down, like the armored visors, super, super cool. They didn't need to add those. They don't do anything. They're just there for, like, visual design language, and they're beautiful. Everything about this is really, 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 really cool. But it's dies to torps because it's so fucking fun. Its power supply is right here. You can see my cursor. And it takes 2 seconds for any fighter to just whip in and shut it down. You can kill him in seconds. If you approach it from the bottom, the pilot tries so hard to roll because he knows that it takes too long for that gun to swing around bottom. And if you're a fighter pilot like me, I see that gun swinging around bottom and I just go to the top. And I can shoot the power plant that's right here from top and bottom. It's like 4 meters in, 3 meters in. So anything can just shoot in and just kill the power plant. So the gun swings around bottom and I move to the top. The gun swings around top and I move to the bottom. The 2 side guns don't have the line to catch me consistently as I'm flying back and underneath and on top. Missiles are nice. Look, you can take this ship out and you can have a blast PvE, right? You can have an absolute blast. If you're against a player who has a single brain cell, he'll shut you down in like 3 seconds. Like it's so easy to kill this ship. Not blow it up, just shut it down. And it's a real problem for the ship. It's supposed to be anti-fighter, I guess. And even like arrows can shut it down because you don't need much penetration to hit that component. Let alone if you bring something like a fucking meteor or an M80, it's just like dump 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 dump, and you watch it just done. So it has a real weakness. But it is very cool. It's definitely better than these 2. And it's definitely more of a threat than an Asgard. Oh, Asgard might be getting bumped down to B. That turret's looking at you. This is the problem with the turret, is it can't hit you, ever. I've never once been hit by a Paladin turret. And that was before they lowered the shot speeds. Before they slowed the shot speeds down. I've never been hit by a Paladin turret. So, I don't know. It's like, I'm going to leave it there, bottom of A, because it's still better than all of this. But it's the worst of a good bunch. I don't know. I'm not a believer in the Paladin. I love the Paladin. I'm just not a believer in it. I don't believe in the ship right now. I don't think CIG really know what they're doing with it. I think it's a victim of all the balancing that's been happening around it. Like there's all this stuff changing with like shot speeds and radars and all this sort of shit, and the Paladin is just getting flicked back and forth. It hasn't really landed yet, so I'll give it time. For now, I mean, it probably beats a... This is quite good. This really shouldn't be here because it punishes all of these. No, it probably doesn't punish that. Leave that. Okay. It'll do better with Maelstrom and full armor? I think so, Lord Killjack. Yeah, I think so. Okay. This ship shouldn't be in... it shouldn't be in this list, really. I put it in because I was requested to, because everyone knows that I think the outside of the Carrack looks stupid. I think the inside of the Carrack's really cool. I think like the medical area and the little hangar. And I think it can repair in its hangar now. I haven't tested it, but I'm pretty sure it can repair its hangar. So I think that's kind of sweet. It just looks stupid to me, so I don't know. Anyway, guns on the side, 2 size 4s on the side, size 4s on top that are controlled by the pilot. I think it's one more set of size 4s on the belly. I think it's just like, just too big to be brought into combat. Cargo's fucking really inaccessible because of the, like, yes, I know they've changed it so it opens, but still inaccessible. The only reason you would take this ship out is because it's got that medbed, right? To combat, I mean, for combat specifically. Is like, you might like use it as a mobile base of operation for people to spawn at. That can also bring like a land vehicle. Like the Apollo would probably do better as a spawn, but this can bring a land vehicle. So for like, hey, for ground stuff, you know what? It's got 3 turrets that can defend while it's on the ground, and a ability to repair something. Look, maybe I'm being a bit hard. I was going to put it in E. I don't think I will. I think I'm going to put it in D. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in D. I think it kind of does a few things. It's got the med bed. It can drop a couple of vehicles off. It's got some cargo. I think it's kind of fine. It's sort of just explodes. It doesn't have exploration as Nog. It's not a combat ship, so like it's going to be down low. I guess you could still, everything it can do, the 890 can do. The 890 can bring land vehicles and heal, and has a bunch of guns, and has a, yeah, it's going to go under the 890. Oh, it might be fucking E tier. No, I'm leaving it in D. Bottom of D. We'll shuffle stuff later. For now, bottom of D. Carrack, whether or not you love the look of the outside, I don't. The insides are super cool. It's got we just went through it. It's got a few little bits and bobs that it can do. Whatever. All right. Oh! I said I wasn't going to take some ships off of the fighter tier list. But these aren't technically fighters. Technically light freighters. All right. This is just an excuse to get my fucking babies on the list. Cardi B is kind of fine. It'll crush all of this. Asgards. It's really not fair to have the Cardi B on this list. I really shouldn't have it here. It annihilates all of this if you know what you're doing. It beats this, it beats this, it beats this. The Cardi shouldn't be on this list. But I'm putting the Cardi B in it. I'm going to knock that M2 down. Again, we'll shuffle. I'm just going to sort of shuffle stuff down, and I'll bring stuff up and equalize stuff later. Yeah, Cardi B rocks. It is the reason that I brought the Cardi B in is because the Cardi B is a drop ship. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, it's not, Pops. Guys, we have run operations with the Cutlass B a bunch. Demi in chat has been part of those operations. Slipcore has been part of those operations, and he's in chat. It has drop seats. I don't know if you know this, but the Cutlass Black has 4 drop seats in the back. I don't know if I went through this in my fighter tier list. It's got 4 drop seats. You can put a vehicle into it. It's got a turret position. It's got a gunner position. You can swap out the missile racks and have 48 size 1 missiles. 48 size 1 missiles. Turret with 2 size 3s. You as the pilot with 4 size 3s. The Cardi Blue is insane. And if you know how to fly it, yeah, Pitbulls fit into it. Exactly. If you know how to fly the Cutlass Black, Cardi B, you will shit on any of these ships here. I should probably even put it in S tier. And and that's a good point to point out too, Demi. If you have a co-pilot behind you, so you've got your seat as the pilot, you've got a co-pilot seat and then you've got a turret seat. If you have someone in the co-pilot seat behind you, they can shoot those 48 missiles while you're just flying around. So as a pilot, you can just continue to fly, shooting your 4 guns, lining up things for your turret gunner, while your co-pilot and engineer is just shooting missiles off at anything that he sees, being a pest. 48 of them. That's so many. The Cutlass Black is completely underrated. It's so good. So I'm throwing it into S tier. People do not rate these cutlasses enough. They are spectacular. And if you are not using a cutlass, you need to be using a cutlass.
Woo woo.
Woo woo. Yeah, wee woo. So with that, I'm going to put the Cutlass Blue also into S tier. Why? Bear with me, guys. Because S tier is for best in its role. The A2 is here because it is the best bomber in its role. The Redeemer is here because it is the best gunship in its role. The Idris is here because it is the best fleet carrier in its role. See how we're doing this? Right? The Cutlass Blue is the smallest of... it's a light freighter. It's also an interdiction ship. So it can do everything the Cutlass Black does. It loses its drop seats, but it maintains quite a bit of cargo space. It can still have 48 missiles and people firing off, and it's the only ship of this size that has an interdiction drive. I wanted interdiction to be represented here just to show that there are options for bigger ships to have interdiction. I'm looking forward to the future state of how interdiction can work. I use this Cutlass Blue... What do you reckon, guys? Like 7 or 8 times a week. It's my favorite interdiction ship. I'll get into this over a Mantis every single time. We nail stuff with it. It has a name on our stream. We affectionately call it the Tough Chad. It's a personality on my stream, this ship, because we lock down fighters and frigates, and if we need to kill an Idris, if we need to kill a Polaris, the Tough Chad comes out. So it is S tier. There is no Mantis in this. Mantis is not a multi-crew ship. This is... Because the Mantis isn't here, it is the best interdicting ship, so it's going into S tier. Simple as that. And the Cutlass Black just rips for its size, so it's going into S tier as well. Go take these ships out, have a bunch of fun. Stop underestimating the Cutlass. Please, it's so good. All right, Corsair. I'm going to be honest. When I was making this list, everyone said, do you think it's time? Do you have enough experience in all of these ships? The only one that I have not had enough experience in the modern flight model in is the Corsair. I've been in it and I've flown it a couple of times, but I haven't really tested it. Here's what I'll say from just common knowledge of the game. Size 2 guns don't do anything anymore. Got 2 size 2 chins. The shot speeds of size 2s are too slow. Far too slow. The main guns, I've never been hit by a Corsair's main guns. In a fighter. Or in anything, really. But it's got so many 4s and 5s that if it does hit, I feel like you'd be in a lot of trouble. When I fight these things, I can bring them down really quickly. Because their engineering room is center mass. So if you look at a Corsair, let's just say it's shaped like these 2 pens next to each other, right? With the big wings sticking off the side. About here is its engineering room. Which means if you just fly around it, because of the way that the targeting system works and where it places your lag or lead pip, if it's a lead, it's off, but a lag pip, your shots are always dragged center of mass. This goes for every ship, not just the Corsair. So I find that I accidentally power plant this ship a lot. So like I'll be flying around it, shooting it, and it just shuts down. It's not even got red hull, and it just shuts down because all my shots are just being dragged center mass. I don't even try to shoot its power plant because power plant just dies. But I can't stop thinking about the fact that it has 2 size 5s and 2 size 4s or 4 size 4s or something. It's got so much firepower. And I've seen V throw it around with gimbals and make it work. One of my heavy fighter pilots that I fly alongside. Hi V, if you're watching. And And she seems to get it to work, even against fighters. Or at least it's a distraction until we get onto it. So it's definitely better than this. And I'm going to bump this down to C now. It will kill this, and this is sort of like a gimmick bomber, but it's still good. I think the Asgard just probably outpositions it and smashes it. But if if it catches the Asgard off, it's got a fair bit of cargo. I'm gonna leave it there in B. It seems it's kind of fine. The gimbals are good. I've seen people like using gimbals to try and lock onto me when I'm moving towards them in a fighter, and I've seen bullets whip right past me, which means that worse fighters are getting caught by that. So I'm gonna leave it there in B. As a PvE ship with all those guns, I am sure it just annihilates anything that you come across. It's got pretty good armor. I think it's got like 100 and something, 120 armor, something like this. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. If you want to throw it in chat. If you guys want to look right here, can someone put in the armor, energy and armor of the Corsair? I'm pretty sure it's like 112, 119, which is enough to keep most light fighters off of it if they don't bring deadbolts. Problem is, everyone's bringing deadbolts at the moment. So I'm going to leave it in B. Visually, it's fucking super, super sweet. Looks phenomenal. It's got its 95-100. Okay. It's got huge firepower, fair few missiles. It doesn't really have the ability for long-range scanning. It's not feature complete yet because they don't have scanning in the game. It's got an armory. It's got places to sleep, places to eat. This is a great all-rounder ship. If someone comes to me and says, "Bops, what of all these ships should I buy? I want a bigger ship, a multi-crew ship for a bunch of fun with my buds." This is probably one of the ones that I recommend. I'm not going to recommend a C2. I'm not going to recommend an Asgard because there's not enough seats in it for if you just got one bud, fine. I'm not going to recommend... I might recommend a Paladin, but the Paladin doesn't have cargo properly. So as an all-rounder, it's amazing. This here, this S through E, doesn't represent its value in gameplay. It just represents its value as a ship in like a PvP combat PU scenario, right? So the value of this ship as like a ship to buy is like S tier, for sure. It's like an S tier ship. But just as a combat ship, put it in the B. And I think they're pretty cheap if you want to spend real money on them. So good. Yeah, okay, cool. So moving on. Oh, this one makes me sad. Okay, let's be real. This shouldn't be on this list. It's the Caterpillar, the Drake Caterpillar. We've hit Drake Chads. The Drake Caterpillar used to be the beloved battle pillar when size 4s were enough to annihilate everything. That's not the case anymore. Everything's got size 4s. Fucking fighters have size 4s now. Cartuel has size 4s. The Talon has size 4s. The Wolf has size 4s. Stinger has size 4s. Fuck, the only ship in the entire game that doesn't have size 4s is the F8. Give the F8 some fucking firepower. Anyway, this is not a fighter list. Point is, fighters have size 4s. So this thing's got 2 size 4s at the front, 2 size 4s underneath. That's not even necessarily a problem. Problem is that they slowed it down to a fucking crawl. I was under the assumption that this ship was still super fast. Like, all Drake ships used to just be banger in a straight line in the old flight model. I got into this like a month ago, and it went like 100 and something. It's so fucking slow. Even with the issues of the, like, internals, it's just fucking too slow to use. All of these ships can run away from you. And there's like a pirate version of this that you can buy off of the website. But who's using this as a pirate ship anymore? You're taking an Asgard or a Corsair or whatever. Speed it up or gun it up or something. I know it's a cargo ship, but like, it's a Drake cargo ship, right? This isn't some like MISC cargo ship. It's Drake. The fucking Cuddy's in S tier. Drake ships rule. I don't know. Anyway, it shouldn't be on this list. Man, that sucks. Everything here beats it. Everything here beats it. Yeah.
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
It's far, far, far too slow. Anyway, I love the Caterpillar. I've said this before, just so you guys know I'm not a Caterpillar hater. I think the Caterpillar has one of the best and most interesting design languages, period. I think the design language, the way that all the legs drop out of it, so creepy and eerie. All the out of the sides folding, the asymmetry of the cargo module and the little bit that sticks out of the side. The engines on the back, the way they've got that, they almost are like a Chevrolet, the way they sort of like come up. Really, really cool. And it's not this shaped, like everything else on this damn list. Look, Asgard is this shaped. Vanguard is this shaped. Paladin is this shaped. Hercules is this shape. Asgard is this shape. Corsair is kind of this shape. C2 is this shape. Everything is this shape. It's not. So that's just a shame it's any. I know it's not a combat ship, and you shouldn't be a good combat ship. It's a cargo runner, but it's a Drake cargo runner. It's Drake. It's Drake. Come on. Thank you for the follow, Lipton. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Cutie Cop Buddy. Can you see? You're not one of them. Miss the Battle Pillar. I do miss the Battle Pillar. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Iron Chad is going to represent both Ironclads. Because a lot of the stuff I'm going to say sort of goes over for both. But ultimately, if we're talking more combat oriented, this one's going to win out over the other Ironclad. So obviously the other Ironclad has heaps more cargo. Like the cargo in it is nuts. It has so much cargo. But this thing, okay, let's talk about this thing. I also want you guys to come in without the hatred for it not working. Okay. You might even be watching this video when it's completely fixed. It might be fixed in the next few weeks. Who knows? Obviously, it released it with issues. I'm not going to touch them. You want to go talk about the issues with the Ironclad? There are 100 other channels that do news and reporting and all that sort of stuff. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it as if it's working perfectly. Okay? So, ability to disengage the command module is sick. There's drop seats in the command module as well. The command module has guns. It's a ship on its own. It's very, 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 very cool. Add now the fact that it is attached to a big old hefty box that can store mountains and mountains and mountains of cargo. That can repair ships that are inside of it. That has 4-size fucking 5 guns on the bottom. That has the coolest vertical lift-off torpedo tubes I've ever seen. The amount of kills I've seen people take with those vertical lift-off tube torpedoes. Immaculate vibes. It actually it has something wonderful that quite a lot of other ships have. If you shoot into the hangar of a ship that has an open hangar, like the Carrack, or the C2, or the butt of the Asgard, the ship stops taking damage. So if the big fucking top of that Ironclad is open, and they're shooting down into it, quite a lot of the shots don't do any damage. It's got immense amounts of firepower, good armor, good HP, can repair fighters and carry fighters with it, or land vehicles. I know it was made for land vehicles, but no one's using it for that. Everyone's using it for fighters. It's actually really, 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 really good. Yes, it's a big target. If you fly it alone, don't fly it alone. You can fly it alone against AI. It's great against AI. Go take it out and fucking smash through some red contracts. You'll have a great, great time. But it is overall really, 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 really good. It's better than this. It's better than this. It's better than this. It's better than this. It's fucking way sweeter and could do more than this. Way sweeter and could do more than this. Way sweeter and could do more than this. It's like top of A tier. Is it the best carrier? No. The Idris is a better carrier. But it is, in its role in the PU, it can be, you can fill it with ground vehicles to respawn in, right? So you can put like Pisces in it, or the Ursas to make it a respawning location. You can lock in crafting bays and use it for crafting. You can lock in ammunition and guns and use it to repair ships. Huge amounts of firepower. Really, really, really cool. Can duke it out with a shitload of ships. It needs to be supported though, right? It absolutely needs to be supported. As long as it's supported, it's fine. Absolutely fine. It just brings so much to the table. It just brings so much to the table. If it didn't do as much as it did, like if it couldn't repair, I'd be putting it in B, right? If it didn't have missiles, I'd be lowering it. The torpedoes, I'd be lowering it. If it didn't have as many guns, I'd maybe put it in B as well. If the cargo module couldn't detach, I'd be putting it as B as well. But it's just the sum of so much. It just does a lot. I don't own one of these. I actually think this ship does too much. I don't think it should repair fighters. I know that's going to upset you all, but I think it does too much. It shouldn't repair fighters. It should only repair ground vehicles. I was pretty shocked when it did repair fighters. I know a lot of people want it to continue to repair fighters forever, and it probably will. So don't worry. Don't worry about Bops' opinions. It'll repair your fucking fighters forever. But I don't think it should. I think it offers too much. But like you'll still kill this in any fighter easy. Like literally any fighter in the game can kill any one of these ships very easily, except maybe the Cutlass or the Redeemer. Everything else will just be solid by a single fighter, including this. You'll fucking kill it in a Mustang. You kill it in an Aurora if the Aurora brings step bolts. I don't know what its armor gate is, but you get my point. You can kill it very, very, very easily if you want to. But again, you can say the same for all of these ships, so let's not get bogged down on that idea. Moving on. This shouldn't be on the list. It's the Reliant Tana. Perhaps it's a fighter. No, it's not. It's a freighter. Perhaps it doesn't have a second seat to do anything. The second seat shoots 20-something missiles. All right? But Bubs, shut up. All right? This is triple S plus super tier best boy. Fucking plus Omega. And it's going in the top. Alright. The best. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, I love it so much. If you have a co-pilot launching missiles, you can have a great time. If you have an engineer, as long as you don't turn too hard and they just glitch through the wall and disappear out the back of the ship somewhere, they can repair this ship very, very effectively from the inside of this ship. If they've got a little laser gun on the inside going, ooh. It is absolutely super, super fun and super, super sweet. So, let's go. I'm going to throw it in there. All right. I know it's going to upset all of you, but I don't fucking care. Tana, best ship. Let's go. All right. Moving on. Okay. I just want to just quickly clarify. If you are upset that I put the Tana in the S tier, please understand that I'm making a joke. And it's funny. All right. Because I know that last time I made some jokes and holy hell did people crash out. People were pretty upset that I put the fucking Mirai Guardian MX in E tier. People were upset about that. They were very upset. Yeah. Okay. Hull B. I'm using the old picture of the Hull B because I love the old insectoid style. I still love the new Hull B, but it's just an opportunity to show off the old cool insectoid version of the Hull B. The Hull B we never got. I still love the new Hull B. I just like this one more. Shouldn't be on a combat list. Absolutely freaking sweet. Not a fighter though. E tier. Basically. Let's just move through it very quickly. I put it on because I know You wanted me to put it on here, so I put it on here. Very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. But it can't really do anything in combat. It's got no guns. Well, it's got a couple of guns, but it's got no guns. It's slow. I just put it on here because you guys want me to put it on here. Okay. Let's talk about this one. This is the Freelancer. Now, the Freelancer is going to be representing all of the Freelancers. This is the Freelancer MISC, M-I-S. No worries, Ray. See you soon, mate. The Freelancer MISC it was really, 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 really good last patch because it had really, really high armor. It's the problem with this ship. The only problem that I really see with this ship is that its turret it has really, 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 really bad coaxial view. If the turret on this ship was improved, it would actually be a pretty effective fighter. It's got 4 size 4s. It moves like a heavy fighter. They've changed the MISC. The MISC used to be the competitor to the Andromeda. At some point, they finally just said, you know what, the Andromeda is a bigger ship, so it's going to handle differently. And now the Andromeda is in a totally different class to this ship. It's no use comparing them anymore. We used to compare them a lot when there were less ships in the game. Now there's more ships in the game. It's sort of in its own category. It fits in a different category to the... Sort of fits more in like the Spirit sort of region rather than in the Constellation region. It's got a fair bit of firepower, a bunch of missiles, pretty good defensive capabilities. It's got that weird bit on the back that blows off and shields you for a fair bit. And then, of course, it's got its turret on top to keep it safe. Issue, let's be very realistic. That turret can't aim at targets that are taking its back, and if you take its belly, it dies just as fast. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's not... It's going to lose to a lot of these ships. It probably beats this. But then it probably gets slammed by the rest of these. Let's be very realistic. When it had like 80 armor or whatever last patch, I don't know if it still has 80 armor. Can someone look up just to see if the armor is still huge? We're in a deadbolt meta now anyway, so it doesn't matter. People will just smash it with deadbolts. But it's too slow. It's too big. If an engine comes off, it's in trouble. I don't know. It's sufficiently... I mean, it should be sufficiently C tier, honestly. Yeah, 40. Yeah. So even Panthers can get it now. I might even C tier it. I'm going to C tier it. It still beats this, but this has the bombs, so that's why I'm leaving it there. Because you can still do more around the verse with this. This has a little bit of cargo, but not enough to matter. So I'm looking forward to the gold pass. I think there's a gold pass coming for the Freelancers, and I reckon we'll get it pretty soon. And let's keep moving. Yells at me to come fly, then immediately starts a tier list when I'm ready. Slandered my kissing game. Kicked my MSI, see how it is. Go get some rest, Conti. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Moving on. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. No, this is a controversial ship because of the visuals, right? People visually don't necessarily like the Starlancer, or they're upset about the cargo on the standard Starlancer. We're going to be talking about the Starlancer TAC here. My opinion of the Starlancer standard is kind of similar, only that it has more cargo space. It's still pretty much as thick, I'm pretty sure. But we're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the Starlancer. This is a ship that has a really, 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 really decent movement for the pilot. The pilot, we have a pilot who loves coming out in this all the time. Basically, my co-pilot Alex absolutely loves this ship. He takes it out consistently, even in combat against fighters. This patch, last patch before, it's like his go-to. The reason being is it's so thick and it takes so long to die, which gives us ample opportunity to defend him if he is attacked in it, right? He'll usually have all the turrets filled as well. But if he's attacked, we have plenty of time to get in there and keep him alive because it's so thick. It's got like 400 armor resistance or somewhere around there, 350, 400, something like this. Has anyone put it in chat for me? 347 and 396. It's 396 energy. That's insane. So it can defend itself. It's got heaps of HP. It's got a turret on top and a turret on bottom and the turrets on the side. It's littered with guns. It's got a cargo bay in the back that you can squeeze some interesting stuff in and out of. If it fits, it sits. It's got the Fury hole on top, which you can also put pit bulls into. All around, and the pilot can get their nose onto target. At 300 armor, I didn't realize it was that high. It means it can withstand blasting from turrets and all sorts of stuff as well. This is a really, really, really good all-rounder ship, the Starlancer attack. Slow. That's the downside, is it's slow. Is that enough of a downside to matter? Not really. It sort of fits in a similar category, really, to this bad boy here. Yeah, it sort of fits in the same category as the M2. I know the M2 carries a lot more, but this sort of, it's lots of guns, it's lots of armor, it's lots of HP. Little tiny, the snub fighter gives it an edge though. Oh, the snub fighter gives it an edge. I'm gonna leave it high B. I'm gonna leave it high B for now. I'm gonna knock this down. It's about time. And the C1's getting knocked down. The C1's definitely worse than the Hammerhead. And it's the C. I don't know why the C1 sat here for so long. We've got to knock the C1 down. The C1's going to go down. Yeah, I reckon here. For now. It might go up. It might come down. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Just the speed. The speed's a problem. It can't get away. Even like trying to go into quantum to run, if it does get in trouble, it struggles to get out of there.
Don't do it to me.
We'll leave it in B. Maybe it goes up. Maybe it goes down. Super cool though. I really like the Starlancer attack. I think visually the design language, the way it sort of moves like a body, sort of like this like beautiful, elegant form factor. I don't know. Every time I see it, it reminds me of like lying in bed next to the person that I'm dating, and like you just like rubbing your hand like along their body. It's just got this like flowing form that's like almost human. It's like it's got bones and ribs and hips and stuff that are sticking out. I don't know. It's very Geiger-esque, maybe? I don't know. It's cool. It's visually very, very, very pretty. And it's really useful. So I wouldn't have believed in this ship if it wasn't for my boy Alex showing me what it can do. So, yeah. All right. The Hull C. CIG already know this. But in case they don't and they watch this, this ship is very, very bugged. Almost everything on it doesn't work. Even the turret placements is like you switch between one person to control two turrets or something. You glitch through it and you fall out of it. It doesn't dock. Sometimes it has issues unfolding and refolding. It's just in a really bad spot. This is a combat list, so it's going into E tier anyway. But even if this was a cargo list, I know it carries a lot of cargo, but it's so bugged that it's kind of hard to even... I'm not a cargo guy, whatever. Maybe the cargo guys love it. But for me, nah. It's sufficiently E tier. It doesn't bring anything in a combat situation. And you just never need to get that much cargo out of a combat situation, right? Unless you're like hunting other Hull Cs. But then there's no gameplay loop for steel. There's no pirate gameplay right now because all cargo is like contracted. And you can't sell it at Grimhex for enough money to make it worth your time. Like, you could just go do a cargo contract and make more money than you would pirating off of a cargo ship. So no one's pirating cargo ships anymore. So Hull C is kind of useless. I mean, it's still a good cargo ship. You still took it around as a cargo ship, but... All right. Gemini. Sufficiently B tier. I'm just going to leave it right there in B. There's not much to say. Refueling ships are now in the game, and it's the refueler. Maybe I should put it in S tier, being that it is the only refueler, but that seems a bit cheap. I'm going to leave it here in B tier. It's got lots of armor. It's the Gemini. It's got missiles. Lots of fuel. Lots of guns. Lots of HP. 3 size 3 shields. Which means if you stop shooting it for a fucking second, 3 shields come back up. There's not really much to say about it. It finally has a purpose in the game. Refueling's working. Super cool. Kind of gets trounced by everything above it, but it's still cool to have it in. So I won't waste words on it. Go take out a Gemini, have some fun in it. Do some refueling. A lot of money to be made using the Geminis. I'm sure you've seen them all over the place at the moment and wondering why. Lots of money to be made refueling right now. Very happy for all you Gemini pilots and Starfarer pilots in general that have been waiting a very, very long time to be able to use your Starfarer. It must be cool, especially if it was your favorite ship. I know there's a lot of people who the Starfarer and Starfarer Gemini is their favorite ship. I've heard that again and again and again. So for all of you that can finally use your Starfarer, that's super cool. I'm very happy for you. I wish it didn't have spaghetti insides though. Again, the ship was designed much earlier in the development cycle of the game. They have learned heaps at CIG, like quite a lot, since this ship was first designed. It will get a gold pass, and I think the internals will be sick. But for now, it's kind of hard to move around. Yeah, first ship of its size, exactly, Echo. It's kind of hard to move around. The inside kind of sucks, but it's still cool. Again, I love it. Go take it out, have some fun. Nice to have a supply line ship, by the way, for people who want to, instead of having a land in and repair, to have like a big ship that brings firepower. It's got some turrets on it that can sort of move with the crew and fill up ships. Really cool. I love supply line ships. I'm looking forward to having more. This is the start of something beautiful, I think. I'm looking forward to like cyber warfare. I'm looking forward to things like the Vulcan, the Liberator, Legionnaire. That's my favorite ship. I'm looking forward to that Legionnaire. Can't wait to mount pirate ships. Knock, knock! Okay. The Zeus. Too slow. Too Dorito. Not enough guns. Down here. Maybe when the MR comes out. Zeus isn't a combat ship. Very cool ship. Not enough firepower. Not fast enough. Dorito. Have you ever been scared of a Zeus? Or seen a Zeus used in combat? There's just ships that do what... It's not that I don't like the Zeus. There's just ships that have more cargo. Ships that are faster. Ships that have more guns. I mean, you just take an Asgard over a Zeus into a combat situation. Basically. It's not that I don't like the Zeus. Zeus is cool. But it's not its place on the field. Actually, you know what? I take a Zeus over a C1. Yeah, I take a Zeus over a C1. Don't think you've ever seen one? Hi, Christicles. I don't think you've ever seen one? Hi, everyone. So for the guys on Twitch, obviously I'm doing this for a YouTube video, so say hi to YouTube, guys. If you're hanging out and you're wondering what's going on here, hi, Lemming. C1 should be F tier. Yeah, maybe Lemming. If you're hanging out here and this is the first time you're here, hi. Make sure you hit the follow button and enter the giveaway. I'm giving away a Tiburon this month, and I'll be giving away a Gadek Tiulu, whatever it's pronounced, very soon as well. So get involved if you like giveaways. Hit the follow button, hang out, you'll earn tickets. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll just remind you again, to the end of this month, I'm doing a giveaway for the Tiburon, and then I will be giving away the Gadek. Come on over to the Twitch chat, say hi. Heaps of you came over from the combat fighter video, so come on over again. And if you are rewatching my YouTube video and you're from the combat video initially, hi guys, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. Like I said, I'll be doing some more with that the S tier ships. I've got some stuff planned. Just need to make sure I implement it correctly. It's going to be a lot more editing and stuff for YouTube, so my editor's got a lot more work, which means just a little bit more to do. But anyway, make sure you hit the follow button and enter the giveaway. Appreciate you guys. All right. The Constellation. Now, this Constellation is going to be representative of the Andromeda and the Phoenix. I know the Taurus and the whatever the other ones are called are all there, and they're quite good, but this is combat focused. The only reason I've mentioned the Phoenix is it has a PDC, but the PDC doesn't really do anything anymore, so I'm hesitant to even mention it. What I do want to mention is the Andromeda. Why? Well, because it has enormous amounts of missiles and can have like spectacularly enormous amounts of missiles. It has a snub fighter that deploys from it. The problem is that the snub fighter that deploys from it is the red-haired child of snub fighters. You'll note that in the new Gadek video about the Tiuli, there was no mention of the P-52 or P-72. All right. So yes, it has a snub fighter, but it doesn't do anything anymore. The Merlin sucks, and so does the Archimedes. They're good for racing, but that's it. So let's just ignore the snub on the back because it doesn't do anything right now. It's got 4 size 5 guns and then a couple of turrets to keep itself safe. It's actually pretty scary. The problem with the Constellation, and you've all felt this, all you Constellation owners out there, I'm ready to see the tears roll down your face, is right at the front of the ship in the cockpit, floating magically where the pilot sits. If you look at it with another ship, you'll see is the quantum drive. Right? You can't see it. You can't visually see it. But if you get into any other ship and lock a Constellation, right at the front in the cockpit is the quantum drive. Which means if you have a missile hit the front of your Constellation, it just shuts off. And because of the bleed through the cockpit, the missile often kills you as well. So it sucks. AI fucking accidentally kill you. Players, I see Connies and I go, don't worry guys, I fired one size 1 missile at it. It's done. I watch it shut down because it can't lose its missiles. So it sucks. The Constellation's one of my favorite ships in the game, but right now it's no good, man. They are doing a Connie Mark II. For sure. There is a Constellation Mark II coming. 100% there is a Constellation Mark II coming. But it's not here yet. So because of the problems that it has, I really want to put it lower. I won't, because I talked about this as if there were no problems, right? Which means I should talk about this as if there were no problems. Only to be fair. So when it works, and it works really well. Something like this. Let's put it in B tier. Heaps and heaps of missiles. The Andromeda is a missile boat. 4 size 5s, heaps of damage. I had a mate called Kai, who used to fly this thing and mop Idrises and Polaris's with it, because you can just keep off the nose of an Idris or a Polaris. If you manage your shield, it's got a size 3 shield, so yeah, it's fun. It's whatever. Let's just leave it there. Move on. If in its current state, just for all of you guys who have skipped to this point in the video, in its current state, it should be here in E tier, because it just is almost useless. But if it was working, B tier. Merlin guy's gun should go up a side? Absolutely, Echo. Yeah. They need to. But they've again, in the most recent Star Citizen Live, they talked about sizing up the guns, so it's coming. All right. Getting through the end of our list. We're getting close. Okay. This is the Apollo and the Hermes. We're going to go with the Medvac. Is that the military one? Whichever one the military one is. Not the weak Mika one. The one that has a bunch of missiles. It's got the ability to swap out its med bays for different size med bays. It's a medical ship. Probably the best medical ship in its class. It's got a fair few guns. It's got the weakness in that you can pick its engines off of it, but it's quite thick and can get away before that's a problem. The missiles are kind of nice to have. The turret's quite nice. The cockpit's beautiful. It's got 2 points of ingress, but I know there's a lot of hate for this ship in the community because it's not what people wanted it to be. I think it's fine. I think it's sufficiently a C tier ship, I reckon. But it sits here somewhere. It's good that it's got all of that medical stuff in it, but there are other ships that have medical capabilities. And right now, it's too easy to just throw something in to another ship. So like the Pisces or the Ursa or whatever. It's too easy to just grab them. You know what I mean? It's too easy to just grab them and throw them in and just move on. So whatever. I'm going to put it just in C tier. It's a C tier ship. I don't really have much more to say about it. It's cool. I like it. Roleplay, it's super cool. I know a lot of the medical factions are really, really stoked to have a medical focused ship. I'm very happy for you guys. It's just a shame that it doesn't bring anything that other ships bring yet. Yes, it can heal higher injuries and stuff. It's fine. It's C tier. Ooh. Okay. Time to talk about the Perseus and the Tiburon. Now, what does the Perseus bring to the table? It brings 4 size 8s, 8 size 3s, a shitload of torpedoes, lots of armor, lots of HP. It moves well. It's pretty sensational. Got a nice cargo bay. Right? Which is awesome. The cargo bay is a huge win for it. What are the downsides of it? The multiple stories of the ship, super frustrating. Especially in a combat situation. Trying to get from the bridge down to the ground floor for hangar, you gotta like get to that ladder. You can try and jump down or ride an elevator. Super annoying. There's like wasted space in the captain's quarters. For the captain's quarters, it's kind of stupid. It's got like multiple places that you can ingress on it, which is a real problem for it. The amount of times that I've peeled open the side of the like this point right here on the side of the bridge and just walked in and gunned everyone down. And then you can like get in from the two side points as well, and you can get in from underneath it. But all of these issues, all of these weaknesses are necessary for a ship that brings as much pain as this ship brings. The torpedoes are the worst thing ever if you're a pilot like me, where it's just like, there's another torpedo been fired at me. There's another torpedo that's been fired at me. There's another torpedo that's been fired at me. And eventually one of them connects. Like if they just keep spamming them, you just forget. Like, you just keep hitting flares or shooting them and you're trying to fight other stuff. You forget and you just die. Eventually, if they fire enough, it just sucks, man. Getting torpedo spammed by a Perseus. Those size 8 guns are brutal. And it's got the size 3s to sort of defend itself from fighters. I can solo this with a Meteor, with an M80, with a Hornet. I can solo this ship even if it's fully manned. Whether you can, they've just upped it's the shot speed of its guns. The ballistics travel way faster now. I think that it needs to be supported. Obviously, if you're flying a solo Percy with a crew, you're dead to an arrow. It's over. One arrow will kill you. Doesn't matter how good you are. I've flown against some of the best PvP orgs. One arrow can kill a Perseus because of how slow projectiles fire. You might think, oh, but Bobs, I've beaten blah, blah, blah. You've never fought a good arrow pilot. Sorry. If you think you can kill an arrow, you've never fought a good arrow pilot. You've never fought a good Gladius pilot. Fuck, you've never fought a good Hornet pilot. Hornets, even though they move even slower than arrows, annihilate this. Fuck, man, I've killed these with Meteors. Like again and again and again. And Meteors don't even have any upstrafes or downstrafes. It's just too hard. The projectile speeds are too slow to connect with fighters. But it takes longer to kill a Perseus than it does to kill a Tiburon. I like the Tiburon more. I think in formation, the Tiburon offers more. But I think in a PU scenario, what you have to dedicate to a Tiburon, that is minimum 5 with an engineer 6, is a lot more than the 4, maybe 5 you need in a Perseus. They both shred big ships pretty quickly, but the Tiburon has a lot less HP. So, if you said to me, Bops, you're going to war in full formation, you get one of these ships. Which one would you like to pilot, fully manned and supported? I would want the Tiburon because of the pain and the mobility and the maneuverability that I can bring with that laser. Yeah? But that's not everyone, right? And most people will probably sufficiently deal more damage with a Perseus. And most of the time, you're not going to be supported with as much support as you need to keep a Tiburon alive. Tiburons are pretty meager. And if a couple of light fighters get on them, they pull apart in seconds. You need a lot to keep a Tiburon safe. And because the Tiburon is so scary, it gets focused. The minute a Tiburon hits the field, every single person, as we say in Australia, trust you me, every single person is going to turn guns. Bush. And the Tiburon's going to go down. So, I like the Tiburon more. But I think the Perseus is the better ship. It's S tier. One of the few ships in the game that you actually can bring out fully manned and have a phenomenal time in. Very easy to get people. into the seats of a Perseus. You say, do you want to take a Perseus? And everyone goes, do we have one more? And then boom, you've got a fully manned Perseus ready to rock. It's just great. You guys know the Perseus rules. I like the Tiburon more, subjectively, and I think I could get a lot more done. I think I could get a lot more done with a Tiburon, but objectively, I do think the Perseus is the better ship. Okay. At the end of the day, I own a Perseus. I don't own a Tiburon, but I do fucking love the Tiburon. And if you win the Tiburon game package, you can upgrade it to a Perseus. Okay. Perseus rules. I mean, is there anything else to say? It's amazing. Again, it's one of the very, very, very few multi-crew ships that is worth manning. That's it. Because the other multi-crew ship worth manning gets destroyed by this ship. So, everyone loves it. Oh, no. No. The Polaris should be here. Oh yeah, good point. There's no PDTs on the personal defense turrets on the Tiburon. That's a good shout out, Commander Smibble. Admiral Smibble, PDCs don't really do anything anymore. And I was talking about flying in formation, which means you have fighters. I don't know if you've flown in proper formation, but if you've got good fighter pilots, they'll peel torpedoes and missiles off of your Tiburon anyway. So it doesn't really need PDTs. But it doesn't really have the ability to defend itself from missiles, being that it's got those size 4s on the back of it. But the size 4 gun that sits underneath, we didn't really talk much about that. The anti-fighter gun that's on the bottom, but it's hard. It's really, really hard to... It doesn't have the ability. Anyway, we've talked about it already. The Polaris should be here. It really, really should be here. It is a forward operating mobile corvette with size 10 or 11 or 12 torpedoes. At that point, who knows? It has a size 6 chin gun, which doesn't seem to do any damage for fucking whatever reason. They've nerfed it into the ground. So its chin gun doesn't do any damage. You need so many people to man it so it can defend itself. Torpedoes just don't lock anymore. And it's just such a big target. I don't know. You can also just shoot the pizza oven and shut it down. This ship it's a capital ship. It's got 1/5 the fuel of a Idris, even though it's the same size of an Idris. It's got the Idris has 15 million HP. 1.5 million. And this thing has like a couple of 100,000 or whatever, right? Like it's a capital ship. And they fucking balance it like it's a Hammerhead. It used to be the king. I remember dummy firing torps into the back of Idrises and watching them just pop. I owned one of these. I got rid of one of these. And it makes me damn sad. Makes me damn freaking sad. Because I love it. I really, really wish that it was still good. So it still brings a presence. It's still like got a hangar for repairs. It's still a lot of HP. I still huff when I see one. Well, it's got 22 million in torp damage, but torps don't do anything. You know what? We're talking about ships like they're not bugged. I would rather have a Polaris alongside me in working condition than I would have an Ironclad alongside me in working condition. I would rather have a Polaris alongside me in working condition and a Tiburon alongside me in working condition. But as far as capitals go, this is reserved for S tier. And this is, the Idris just brings more currently. If an Idris is supported, torpedoes never hit it. If the Idris, all the Idris's guns are manned, and it has a like fighters with it, torpedoes never hit it from the Polaris. Or it's just better than the Polaris. Even if they had the same HP. Even if this thing didn't have 15 million HP. Stupid fucking Idris, man. It's such a whaleboat. It's so clear, CIG, that it's your money maker. Make it a little less pay to win. Just a little bit less pay to win. Or at least raise this bad boy up to be in pay to win alongside it. Come on. All right. Okay. It makes me sad. I love the Polaris. I wish it was treated better. I'm sad that it's just the red-headed child. It's the Merlin. It's the Merlin. It's the Merlin. It's the fucking Archimedes. It's like right over here, there's the fucking Pitbull and the Fury. And here's the Merlin just forgotten. No. Ooh. The Prowlers. I'm going to talk about the Prowler from a perspective of combat. Guys, I know there's a lot of hate for these ships. Let me make an argument for them and tell you why I think they're some of the best ships in the entire game. Maybe some of the best ships in the entire game. I was going to put these on my fighter tier list, but I knew that I was going to make this, so I left them for here. The Prowler. 2 size 5s, 2 size 3s. Can get its emissions down to the point where you can't lock it until you're about a kilometer away from it, so you can't even see it. Dropship, 70,000 HP. Moves phenomenally. This thing rocks. It sort of dukes it around with these guys here. It has so much HP. The difference between it and quite a lot of others is not only is it fast and hard to lock, it also has a turret on top. Do not underestimate the turret on top of the Prowler. I saw a Reddit thread the other day that was filled with a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, genuinely, that have no idea about combat. Remember when I said people know when you don't know about stuff? Yeah? When you've got Dunning-Kruger and you're talking about something like you have the knowledge, people can fucking tell that you don't. The Prowler's turret gunners is so important and so pivotal. I know you want to just get your Prowler's guns on or whatever, right? But I fight players, and the amount of times that players have been shaken because Trini, my turret gunner, is in the turret, continuing to put pain as I readjust or reposition. That turret gun on the Prowler, and by extension the Prowler utility, is one of the most important turrets in the entire game to keep this ship alive and to keep it safe. And if it lost it, I would be putting this ship in E tier. That's how important that turret is. So all of you who are out there saying that the Prowler utility needed to lose its turret and get a bed in the secondary seat, you just have no idea at all. It's shocking how willing you are to put your own stupidity on display. Genuinely. It's shocking. You just walk into a room and announce to everyone how low your IQ is. I'm getting a bit vicious. Anyway. I'm a big Prowler utility fan. We'll get to that in a second. This Prowler, really, really nasty. With a gunner, with the stealth capabilities, I will take it over this. I'll take it over this. I love having a Prowler on my team. I'll take it over an Idris. I love having a Prowler on my team. I'll take it over a Tiburon. I don't think it brings the same value as a Polaris, though. It is really, 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 really good. The dropship that's stealth, it's 2 size 5s, 2 size 3s that can defend it from assaults. All around spectacular, but not as spectacular as the Prowler utility. Okay. Let's talk for a second about the Prowler utility. The Prowler utility has a reputation. Definitely has a reputation on this channel. Because I have used it and I used it so much that CIG nerfed it because it is absolutely one of the most phenomenal ships in the game. People consistently have ragged this ship out since the first time it was made, again showing that they just don't understand why this ship is as incredible as it is. Is it a cargo hauling ship? Like, is it a ship that you go out and go cargo hauling with? No, it doesn't have enough cargo for you to use it like you would a Hull B or a C2 or a Raft or any of these things. That's not what it does, man. What it is it is a stealth medium to heavy fighter, 70,000 HP once again, that brings the capabilities of cargo when necessary. So when you need to get in and snatch up some cargo or snatch up some guns and get out, this is the ship to use. If I go into the execs to do exec fighting, I can rip in with this ship to the exec hangars without getting out of the pilot seat. I can use an external tractor beam from the pilot seat. I look and press a button and can use a tractor beam to load on the S-tier military components and bug out. Not only am I bugging out, I'm bugging out with 70,000 HP, which is so much damage a fighter needs to do if they want to try and kill me as I'm leaving. Basically need to get hit with a railgun from an Idris turret or I'm just gone. And my emissions are so low that nothing can even lock me once I'm a kilometer away from there anyway. So the only thing that can stick to me are M80s, Meteors, and certain light fighters. And I'm just gone. I'm away before you even know I'm there. So I can snatch your cargo. I can boom and zoom you with invisibilities. With invisibility, the stealth, I can boom and zoom you. I've got an external tractor beam for loading and unloading. I've got a spot for a co-pilot to get my turret and nuke people out. I got 3 size 2 shields if you bring energy weapons. Yep, you can get batteries from Hathor. That's a great call out, Frostfire. You can get the batteries from Hathor if you need to do that sort of stuff as well. You can drag ammo to your bigger ships in safety. Being that you can load ammo boxes and repair boxes onto it and move it around. This is a ship for places like Pyro. This is a ship for people who are actively engaged in things like guerrilla warfare, forward fighting. It's a forward operating ship. It's not a ship that you want as part of a collective formation, but it's a forward operating ship. And just like the Razor in the fighter tier list that we did, this ship is the stealth scout forward operating ship. It's S tier, guys. I don't fucking care. The Prowler utility is one of the best ships in the game for combat. For forward operating, for scouting, for snatching illegal cargo back in the Paladinium days, things like Jump Town. It can defend itself from fighters. The nose comes around quick. I cannot say enough about this ship. And of course, I am the Prowler of Pyro. Okay? I am the Prowler of Pyro. And the most important thing about this, No Stop Ups is the Prowler of Pyro. The most important thing is this down here. Some material may cause increased salt for babies in Pyro. Okay? Tonky did this artwork. Tonky rocks. You can get this as merch, by the way, on the website. If you want to go check out the merch, there'll be a link somewhere in chat. Whatever. But this is a spectacularly impressive and powerful ship. And if you do not have one, that's fine. If you do not believe in it, that's fine. I don't care. This is ultimately a subjective list. But it is the stealth forward operating scout combat all-round generalist ship. And it is my favorite ship. And if I had to lose, I say this on my stream all the time, if I had to lose all of the ships in my infantry, all of them, this would be the only one. Like, if I could keep one, this would be the ship that I would keep. The only one that I would keep. If I could only keep one. I'd get rid of my Mark 1. It's not that it's my favorite ship. It's that it brings so much. It's the best generalist for my style of play. They rock. And it's Alien Week. Go buy one. Okay. The Raft. 2-man ship. Co-pilot can control the sweet turrets. And then the pilot can put 2 little size 1s, I think, on. Enormous amounts of cargo. Very, very, very sweet. External cargo. Looks awesome. Maybe one of the best looking ships in the game. It's got a sweet little front circle for boarding. Okay. You can put bombs on it and use them as like deployable explosives. I mean, I love the raft. It shouldn't be on this list. I love it. I love Argo in general. I got the mole as well. Because it's multi-crew, I grabbed the mole. Alright? If you turn the lasers of the mole against a ship, you will melt it in seconds. It's a great meme. Very, very funny. Very, very based. It's super, super cool. Go melt a Polaris with a bunch of mining lasers. It'll crack you up. But really, it's not a combat ship, so we'll put it here. If it was faster, I'd probably be putting it over here. It's just too slow to get those mining lasers on things, so. Okay. And now, I saved him till last because I knew you guys want to know, and that's the main reason that you click it in. We've got the Reliant. This thing's pretty cool. 8 size 4s, 600 odd cargo on the back. There is a pretty significant downside to the Reliant. Keeping in mind that it is not a combat ship. It's got the guns of a combat ship, but it is not a combat ship. The Reliant, which is as tall as an Idris, that's how big of a target it is. It's as tall as an Idris. The Reliant has less than 70,000 HP. It has less HP than the Prowler. It's as big as an Idris. Like, its cross-section. Obviously, it's not as long and wide as an Idris, but its cross-section is as big as an Idris. And it has less HP than a Prowler. Guys, made of fucking paper. It's not a combat ship. Not supposed to be a combat ship. It does have the sweet external cargo, and it's got the 2 tractor beams as well, similar to the Prowler utility. But it's just not for fighting, guys. Like, it's not a fighting ship. It's so cool. It's got big guns. It just has no HP. So I would put it below the Starfarer. Really gets torped, smashed by these. Let's put it here. But I'll say this for the devs that watch this. The Reliant is one of the most emotive, beautiful, well-concepted, interesting ships you've ever made. It's a true rival to some of the ships like the Banu Crab, and like just some of those, like the Perseus, how the Perseus is like beautifully conceptually very, very interesting. Those ones that are like real striking, you're like hero ships, the ones that people will like remember, the ones you can put on the cover of posters to try and sell your game from the marketing teams. Like the Ironclad's an example of this. The Perseus is an example of this. Obviously the Hornet is an example of this. Like the hero ships, the ones that look and are just so visually interesting, and like the insides are stunning. It's somewhere between like the Covenant in Alien and like Fifth Element. Like, you just nailed it. It's so alien and yet still comfortable to move around. If I could give one piece of criticism, it's that the water wall that's flowing through it moves very, very quickly, and not just me, someone else has said that it makes them motion sick looking at the wall. Just slow the water on the wall down. I've heard a few people now say that it makes them motion sick. It made me motion sick. I thought it was just me, but it's making other people sick as well. Just slow that water wall down, if anyone from CID watches this. But yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's literally a 3D model work of art, but it's not a combat ship, so that's where it goes. And then finally, what's this? What's it? Sweet. Very sweet. Finally, we have we have the Tiuli. The Tiuli rocks. I love the Tiuli. It's so cool. And I'm sick of reading all you nerds on Reddit and Spectrum saying that nobody has any use for it. What a stupid shit. Poor design, garbage, fucking shut up. Again, when you open your mouth, you let everyone know you're an idiot. Us in the combat community think this thing rules. Sweet looking alien ship with 4 pads that repair? And rearm? That has 8 size fucking 4s on it? And 4 size 3s? It's like bristling with guns. And it's the only ship that can be flying at full speed and snubs can disembark. Every single other ship in the entire game, because for some fucking reason, CIG keeps doing vertical takeoff hangers. Every other ship that isn't an Idris, you've got to stop your ship so that things can take off or they just explode because of the fucking desync. So this one can be, you just say, hey, take a straight line for a second, and your pilot goes, yep, and goes flat, and then you just go, shoo, 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 at the back of it. It's so fucking cool. So you don't just have 8 size 4s and 4 size 3s. If you've got, say, 4 pit bulls, you've also got 8 size 2s and 16 size 1s. That's not a fucking ship. That's like capital ship firepower. That's so much firepower. This ship rocks. If you don't want to bring a fucking capital ship, because there's hopefully the game gets to a point where it's balanced so that you can't just solo man an Idris out or solo man a Polaris out. Hopefully there comes a point where it's just not realistic to use these big ships. Unless you're running in formation, like an Idris costs, I don't know, let's upset people, $6 billion to replace and takes 7 years of insurance time to get back. All right. You get my fucking point. We should get to a point where these big ships are too expensive to run. And so this is a way to run something that is like an absolutely phenomenal addition. So, I don't know. I think the Tiuli rocks. And if you don't like the Tiuli, you don't understand combat correctly. But it's as simple as that. This will fit in. This is a puzzle piece that fits in when it's too expensive to run these later on. So, I'd rather it than a Constellation, and I'd rather it than a Corsair. I'd rather it than an Asgard. I would rather it than a Hercules. Rather it than Attack. I don't think I want it more than I want a Paladin. I don't want it more than a Vanguard or a Valkyrie. And I don't want it more than these ships. Top of B. Top of B. Top of B. Hopefully one day they give us a few more snubs, a few more options with snubs. We've got the missile snubs in the form of the Fury and the standard Fury. This is with a snub fighter wing. Just to be clear, this isn't the ship on its own. All of these ships, we have assumed they are completely supported by ships around them, guys. Remember that. Idris, fully manned with 3 fighters on it. Perseus, fully manned. The Polaris with a fighter inside it with the torpedoes actually working. Okay? We're assuming these are fully manned, fully operational, and supported in formation. Because that's the only way you can run multi-crew right now. And even then, multi-crew kind of is a bit meh, because as we've talked about, shot speeds have completely ruined any chance of multi-crew really being viable. So, okay. Well, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, so we've got to the end here, guys. The SS, this is a meme, but and this is sort of a meme as well, but I think there's legitimate reasons to have it there. Go back and watch the video if you're watching on Twitch and you have questions. I think this goes here. This is below it. This is below it. These go here. Yep. I probably put this above this. Bit of any shakeups here. I might knock this down a little bit. Let's drop this down to D. You'll want a hammerhead over that. Yeah, that's more balanced. That's a little bit more balanced. Okay, cool. Guys, again, if you're watching this video this month, which is the month of June 2026, I am doing a giveaway for a Tiburon with lifetime insurance. So make sure you get involved with that. Come on over to the channel, hit the follow button, get involved. Maybe you'll win yourself a sweet Tiburon. Bunch of fun. Hey, I'll say this as well. Make sure when you are down underneath this video, because I know that there's going to be more heated discussions about this one than there was about the fighters. Please be respectful to everyone else in the comments. Okay, come at me with all you want. I only read the comments for the first couple of days, and I go back and check them later on to see what's going on. So be as nasty as you want to me. I don't care. I got thick skin. Go right ahead. But please be a based, lovely, lovely, lovely human, and be wonderful to all the other people that are in chat. Okay, don't get nasty at the other people because I will just remove your comment. I got no room for dickheads down below. Be a dickhead to me. Be lovely to everyone else. Okay, keen to hear your opinions, keen to see where you think I've gone wrong and where I've gone right. Please don't fucking argue with me about the meme ship. I don't care, it's a meme. All right, but have some fun. Come on over to the Twitch channel. We have heaps of fun in combat scenarios and more multiple situations. Like I said, doing engagements in first person and dropship stuff and all sorts of stuff. We do heaps of fun stuff on the stream, so come have a look. I'll be touching on the fighter list again, going through the S tier and having a bit of fun with that with you guys sometime soon, so keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that follow button. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. We're getting real close to 1,000 people following, and if we get there, it'll be a huge landmark for my YouTube channel. But come on over to the Twitch channel. This is where I am most of the time. Thank you, chat, for yapping away, and I hope you enjoyed seeing all of their opinions as well. Say bye, guys. Say bye to the YouTube. And that's about it. My name's Pops. And, well, I hate the shot speeds.
Axe likes you, because you got that something Axe needs in his life.
You can leave that in if you want.
Give it to Axe.